Yeah. That's why I chose to interview you. I was thinking, who would be the most, boring person to interview?
Yeah.
And then your name just popped in my head.
Oh man,
So,
perfect.
yeah,
Glad to be of assistance.
of course, always. So first I want to ask, how long have you been streaming for?
Let's see. I think I've been streaming since like maybe mid COVID. It was either mid COVID or like last June because I got a job. No, it was before last June because I got a job last June. But I think I've been streaming since about mid COVID. I just got bored one day and I was like, I play games because when COVID was happening, like really, and like everybody was shut
Yeah.
down, there wasn't anything to do. But I already didn't do anything except for play games. So I was just like, why don't I just get all my friends together and I'll stream? Because like I've heard a lot of streamers really just stream because that they're playing and they're like, oh, I might as well stream it, like because there's people out there that watch that type of stuff. I
Yeah.
personally don't watch too much of it,
Mhm.
but I do know that there are people who like find watching other people game really interesting, and so I was like, why not do it myself? Like I'm already gaming, I might as well stream it. Um, and I really banked on streaming because I did try to do YouTube before, and I was actually really good at it. I have wonderful video editing software, and I can film, and I have all the right tech to do it. But what people don't understand about making YouTube videos, and to all those little kids who like want to become a YouTuber, unless you already have money to like pay editors and stuff like that, you're going to be doing all of your own editing. You're going to be doing
Yeah.
all of your own filming, all of your own sound work. And that's not bad because you get what you want out of it. Sometimes you don't get what you want if you're having somebody else do it. But the
Yeah.
downside to that is that if you do decide to go on YouTube, it's basically going to become a full-time thing because it takes
Yeah.
so much time to edit video and so much time to cut things and make thumbnails and stuff like that. And so I did do that for a very short while in high school. I was really really good in high school, and I still am really good in college. I've got really good grades in college. But I was so good in high school that I basically like could do my homework in like 5 minutes, even for like my pre-calculus class and like my chemistry and physics classes. I'm a huge science nerd. And
Nice.
people are like, "How do you do all this?" And I'm like, "It just clicks for me." But
Mhm.
regardless, so I was very good at doing my homework. I got good grades and all that, so I could kind of slack off, or I had more free time, I guess to say. I obviously had chores to do around the house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But after school, like I could film something, and or like I tried to do a let's play series for a while, and for a while my church group owned a Minecraft server, and they invited me to it because I was part of the church group, and I was like, yeah, okay. So I did a let's play on the server, and it's actually still on my YouTube channel. It's the Trinity SMP. I only got like 5 episodes deep because the one problem with most YouTubers is that all of their friends who aren't also YouTubers get burnt out from playing. So the
Yeah.
owner of the server got really burnt out from running it, and so like the SMP only went for like 5 episodes,
Uh,
and then like they shut down the server. So there's that too, um, but like it's very strenuous on you to do. It's very time consuming. It's not doesn't have to be strenuous. It can be very easy to do it, but oftentimes it's very time consuming. So part of the reason I decided to land on streaming instead was because it's not as time consuming. It's just live. If you want to do something, people can pop in and watch, and that's it. You don't have to edit. You don't even have to throw up a good thumbnail. Like it's just like your title, and then you hit play, and that's it. And you
and
good to
for
go.
some other people, like they just don't know how to do. Like personally, I have no idea where to start with learning how to edit. So like for
That was
some
another thing
people,
too. The internet is it's weird. The internet's not very kind to people doing new things, and I don't mean kind as in like people are rude, but like
yeah,
you go to people like Vanos Gaming or Captain Sparkles or I don't know, name whatever YouTuber you want, David Dobrik, and you ask like you might go to the comment section and ask like, hey, what are the specs on your camera? Or what video editing software do you use? Because you've seen people do it before, and you know it's possible, and you know it's probably actually very easy. But to physically get your hands on the software to be able to do it, like Photoshop is very easy to use. But
hmm,
if you're like a 5-year-old, you don't know where to get Photoshop. You don't. All you
yeah,
know is MS Paint. And ironically, I still only use MS Paint. But part of being a YouTuber was very difficult for me was getting the right hardware for one, because I did all of my YouTubing on a laptop, which was
oh
don't
wow,
do that, guys. If you have better means, do something else. Because like The only, and I was lucky, the only thing I ever really did for YouTube was Minecraft. And so Minecraft is like an 8-bit game. Like you could run it with like 16 gigs of RAM or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, that's the most you would need. So my laptop could handle it, and I could film, and it would be slightly laggy because I was filming at the same time on a laptop. But if I wanted to do it on my
Mm.
PC right now, it would be smooth, smooth, smooth. Um, so hardware was one thing, like getting a good microphone was one thing, learning how to set it all up. The other part was software. So a lot of people were like, I think I started YouTubing back in like 2012 when I was 12 years old. And my little
Wow,
claim to
that's
fame,
early.
yeah, my little claim to fame is that I did like a 2 episode Minecraft Let's Play because, like I said, I was a little kid back in the day. I didn't have the money or the time or the resources to actually do it. I was in elementary school or whatever, or middle school or whatever. I think 12 is middle school. Yeah, 12 is probably middle school. But like I had other responsibilities, you know, so I couldn't do it full time. So I only got 2 episodes out. But my little claim to fame was that I am the first person to have a recorded encounter with a invisible mob. And I'm not talking invisible like, you know how in the new updates sometimes there's invisible spiders, or like a witch can throw an invisibility potion at a monster and it like turns invisible. I'm talking like the game was bugged and the mob wasn't rendered. And it was the only mob that wasn't rendered. I was attacked by some weird invisible zombie while I was in a pit of water, just like a water hole that you like find while you're walking around. You know, there's like lava
I've
holes and
never
there's.
encountered one of those.
I've never seen it again in the entire time that I've played Minecraft since 2012. But it's still on my YouTube channel. I would recommend turning off the audio because, like I said, back in the day, I didn't have good tech, and
And
good
what
tech
was your
was a
YouTube
real
channel
thing.
again?
It's the same as my Twitch, and it's the same as my username. It's just Wedgie Ninja. Nothing
Oh,
special.
so you've kept that name for a while.
Yeah, I've had that name. Well, and it's funny. People ask me like, "How did you get that name?" And I was like, "Well, when I was 12, I was kind of like obsessed with superheroes, and I was like, what would be a cool superhero name?" And at first, I do have a couple other names. Most people don't know me by them now because I don't go by them. But in middle school, I went by the Flame Prince because I've got red hair, and it reminded me of the Flame Prince from
Oh.
Adventure Time, you know. And so my
Mm.
whole thing was like fire. And then I went by Deathstroke for a while because I thought that would be a cool name until I learned that Deathstroke is actually already a copywritten character and I had no idea at the time. I literally made Deathstroke up off the top of my head. But Deathstroke is Slade from Teen Titans. That's his
Oh.
actual villain name. So I was like, well, I can't use that. And then I came across the name Death Strider, and I was like, oh, I should use Death Strider because my brother's name is Night Strider. That's his username.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh, okay, like we can be the Striders together. And then I kind of got bored of that because my brother kind of fell off the YouTube uh, planet, I guess. He didn't do it as much anymore. And he was a lot younger than I am too, so he really didn't have the time or the responsibilities to do it. So I was like, well, I don't want
Uh.
to use Death Strider anymore because nobody's picking it up. And I was like, what can I use? And so I decided I'll do something weird. I like ninjas. Ninjas are kind of cool. You know, ninjas are like hidden and they're like strong and they're fast and like I know a couple ninja superheroes and I was like, all right, but it can't just be called ninja. Like that's
Yeah.
you know, um,
And what's scarier than a ninja getting a wedgie?
Wedgie, right? And ironically, like I came up with the name Wedgie Ninja, and I don't know why. I just thought it was a cool dorky name. I never really even thought about the time that I made it. I never even really thought about that. Oh, giving wedgies like pulling on people's underwear was a thing. I had
Yeah.
totally forgotten at the time. So people ask me,
Really?
people ask me like, why Wedgie Ninja? Like, are you a ninja that gives people wedgies? And I'm like, no, no, no. I was just a dorky 12-year-old that wanted a cool superhero name. I totally forgot wedgies were even a thing. And it's the funniest story, and they're just like,
So
really,
did
like,
you think it
why?
was just a? Did you think
Yeah,
you just made up a word,
I
or?
don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, I was just a dorky 12-year-old, and I just came up with a name, and I stuck with it. And I was like, and after a while, I realized, the whole underwear wedgie thing, and I was like, maybe it'll catch on. Maybe people will
I
think it's
mean,
like
it's
weird or
kinda
quirky
scary.
or like stupid or something like that. But it'll attract people because it's weird.
Yeah, I think it's a really
Um,
cool name.
and so people still ask me today. They're like, "Do you give wedgies?" And I'm like, "Nope, I'm just a cool superhero name. That's all it is." And they're like,
Really,
"Interesting,
you
yeah."
really Wedgie was a bully growing up, and he just wanted to nod at his
Yeah,
past.
yeah, right. So yeah, that's how the name came about. And it's really funny because people go like, "You should really change your YouTuber name, even if you're like,
No, don't
But
do
but I
it.
was like, no, but it's like Captain Sparkles. Because
Yeah.
I remember I grew up with Captain Sparkles. I grew up with Jordan, and actually I've met him before in person. He's actually very very nice. He's just as kind as he is on video.
Oh,
I
cool.
met him at I think it was a Game Changer event, which is an event where YouTubers come together. I think it was Markiplier was there. I met all of these people. Markiplier, Minilad, Jacksepticeye, and Captain Sparkles were all there, and they all like hung out with us. and basically it was a an event that it was almost like a VidCon, but not exactly a VidCon. It was way smaller than a VidCon, probably like 500 people, maybe 1,000. But it was a small event held in Southern California where like these four YouTubers got together and they were like, let's make basically a Make a Wish, but for gaming. And so what they did is they said, okay, we have kids that are like have cancer or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And they're stuck in a hospital for whatever reason. You know, they're just in there for a super long time, whether it's cancer or they just got open heart surgery or something like that. Um, and they were like, well, these kids are bored out of their minds. And there wasn't so much like, oh, we're going to pay for their treatments. These were kids who had already had their treatments and were recovering or were going through chemo and like didn't have anything to do because they're stuck in the hospital being monitored. And so they were like,
Yeah.
what can we do for these kids? And I think it was Jordan that came up with the idea. It might have been Jordan and Craig that came up with the idea. But basically they said, let's start a thing where we donate money and we buy kids game devices like Xboxes and PlayStations and Wii's and stuff like that, and we bring it into the hospital with them and set it up in their room, and it'll be a sponsored thing. And it's not like, and it wasn't for clout or anything like that. They didn't film anything. It was basically just it was like a Make a Wish, but it was for gaming.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they got game devices like Xboxes and PlayStations, and they went to these kids who happened to like be subscribed to them or something like that, or happened to know who they were because being a YouTuber, like it was cool to go into a hospital with all these kids who watch you. They were you know, it made their day. It was kind of like how Jack Sparrow would go to hospitals, you know, and
Yeah.
like say hi, or like Captain America or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like that, except it was YouTubers. So they would go to these kids' hospitals and they would give game devices, and they'd be like, "Yo, you get to play games while you're stuck in chemo." And it was just something that just made the process a little bit easier for the kids.
Mhm.
And so this was the event that I went to was almost like a VidCon type of thing where they had booths. They're like the first Oculus Rift was there, like the demo for the Oculus Rift was there. Jacksepticeye had a booth, Minilad had a booth, Jordan had a booth. Even Markiplier had a booth. They all had booths for like merch and stuff like that, but also to just like talk about what they were doing. And I got to go upstage and play with Jordan and Craig. Like we played Mario Kart
Oh, that's
together, and
awesome.
like it was really fun. Um, so they're really nice people. But part of that was just getting to know them, and what we talked about. One of the things we talked about was that like most of the people that, you know, Mini Lad, how did he get his name? Captain Sparkles, how did he get his name? And Captain Sparkles was talked about in a video before, but like when he first got his name, his mom was like, "That's kind of weird, Captain Sparkles. Like, isn't that kind of girly or whatever?" And he was like, "No, mom, it's gonna be super cool to watch. It's gonna be like super backwards, and everybody's gonna think it's dorky, but it's gonna catch on, and I'm gonna become super famous." And lo and behold, he did. You know,
Yep.
and so like
Names that stand out. That's what you gotta
yeah,
do.
it stands out. And so like yeah, back in like I think it was high school when Jordan started. He said, he started using Captain Sparkles, and even in middle school. And people were just like, "You're a dork, like you're a loser." And now he owns like a McLaren and a Ferrari, and he like has like a huge YouTube following. And he's like, "Yeah, like who's the loser now?" Like you know. So like when my parents or like my brother and sister were like, "Why don't you change it?" And I'm like, because like why? Like
Too
so
much
what
work at this
if people
point.
think it's dorky? Who cares? For one, that's the internet. Get over it. Like people are not always
Mm-hmm.
gonna like you. But second of all, like what if it catches on and I become the next Captain Sparkles? And people are like, "Well, how did you get this name?" And I'm gonna be like, "I just did." You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was cool.
Just happened.
Um, and one of the
Also, I feel
other
like another thing is at this point, like once like you have a steady-ish following, you know, you have like a small following, but you have a following, and at the
yeah,
point of rebranding, just doesn't make sense when you're new. You've
and that's the other
already
thing.
have just started. It's
Yeah,
just starting again.
I know so many other streamers, and I have so many other friends who have rebooted their channel like 3 or 4
Yeah.
times. And I'll say I've rebooted like my channel art and maybe like my logo like once, because my old logo used to just be a WN for Wedgie Ninja,
Mm.
and I kind of got bored with that because it wasn't catching on as much. So I made like my OC my logo,
Yeah.
but that's about as much as I did. I kept my color scheme, I kept my name, I kept what I do,
Mm-hmm.
because after like 3 or 4 reboots are like people just yeah the hype is lost.
Yeah.
And that was one of the other things too. I was like, I'm not really doing this for clout, you know. I'm just doing it because I can. One of the
Mm.
other things that I talked about, especially with Minilad and Captain Sparkles when I was there, and they've said this in videos too. But if you're trying to start off as a YouTuber, you shouldn't be doing it to make money. You shouldn't, you
Yeah.
know, everybody wants to do that as the dream job, and they try to make a career out of it. What I have learned is that the only way you truly make a career out of it is you do it because you might as well. Like I said, like I might as well just stream it because I'm already gaming, so who
Yep.
cares? I can stream it. It's no more work to me. And so what they said is the whole reason we started is the exact same reason. We just did it for fun. And people started paying us money, and we were like, okay, cool. I'm not going to change. Like, I still am going to do it for fun. They just happen to get paid along the way. Um,
Yeah.
and so for me,
Which, which
that's
which is supposed to be what's great about being a YouTuber for a lot of them is like
exactly.
they
It's
get to
it's
do what
not
they like and
work.
just happen to get paid.
It's just they just happen to get paid.
And I'm
And
sure along the
so
way it became work. They have to get editors
yeah,
and
they have
all
to
of
get
that.
editors
But
and stuff
like
like
at
that. But
the
at the very
core of it,
beginning,
it's still
it
getting to
was
do what they want
just
to do.
yeah, they just did whatever they wanted to do. And I've always had that mentality. I didn't at first with YouTuber, like I wanted to become famous or whatever, like make a career out of it. But then I realized how much work it was going to be, and I was like,
Mm.
why not just do it for fun? And I was like, what can I do for fun? And then I was like, and then I think like a year ago, I remembered streaming was the thing. And I was like, wait, streaming is like just live. There's literally no work except for like some audience interaction, and I already don't do that much. Um, while I'm streaming because with my ADHD, I get really focused in things.
Yeah.
So my streams are kind of a little bit different in where I don't do too much audience interaction, but I still do some. If I happen to notice like the chat light up or whatever, another part of it, like I said earlier, is the hardware. I have a glass desk. My desk is literally made
Oh,
of
yeah.
glass, so I can't afford to hold two monitors on my desk. I'm afraid it'll shatter. Like I have like a 1/4 inch pane of glass on here, so I don't have a dual monitor setup. So I actually can't read my chat live. The way I read my
Mm.
chat when I stream is I pull it up on my phone, or I get my laptop out and I throw it on my bed, and then that's how I read my chat.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I can't read my chat live. So other people, it's an ongoing joke in my community and among all my friends that like Reggie doesn't read his chat. He's an a-hole. He doesn't ever read his chat. Like what's wrong with him? He's a jerk. Why doesn't he read his chat? And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's because I can't. Like
I'm sorry. Please.
sometimes I
I'm
pull up my
sorry.
phone. But I've also kind of like adopted the mentality that like my channel's gonna be almost like an ASMR channel, or not exactly ASMR, but like just a playthrough channel where
Like
people
it's
come to
live,
watch
but
me.
it's not really live. Like you're just a
Yeah,
video, but you
all
have
I'm doing
to.
is broadcasting what I'm doing, and so people can pop in if they're like just de-stressing for the day, and they can just watch me game. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be super interactive. They don't have to interact, and I don't have to interact. Now that doesn't draw in too many viewers. There's a very small niche community for it, and I haven't even reached that really. The only true followers I have are a couple close friends, and then some gamer friends, and then a couple family members. And they pop in every once in a while. And then there's the occasional stranger that pops in and gives you a follow, but very rarely do I see a random stranger pop in and follow me, and then come back even a week later for a recurring
Uh-huh.
stream and like say hi in the chat. I've got like one or two people that do that. But also I'm fine because like I said, I'm not trying to get views. I'm just doing
Yeah.
it for people who want to watch it. That being said, if you ever do want to watch, feel free. Like it's different than YouTubing because YouTubing you're doing it for views. You are
Yeah.
actively because you're actively putting work into it. So you're saying, I hope this makes views because I'm putting time into this. I'm not putting any extra time into streaming. All I do for
Mm-hmm.
streaming is play, and whatever happens happens. If you show up and you like it, you like it. If you don't, you're free to leave. It's a free country, at least where I live. And the internet is
And
very
something I
free
noticed,
thing.
the difference between YouTube and Twitch, you're going for more followers. Like views are good, but you're going for followers.
Yeah,
Where YouTube, you're going for views. Like it doesn't matter how many followers you have if you get the views on the videos.
that's true.
Like I'm sure
Yes,
it helps having people being able to
and
easily be
it
remembered. To
is
like, oh, I'm following this person.
and
Oh,
it's
let me
been
see what they
different
post.
with YouTube lately and Twitch. I don't know about Twitch's algorithm as much, but I grew up with the internet. I'm 22 years
Yeah.
old. My dad's a computer IT at a university, so I understand the social economic structure of the internet very well. I might not understand the hardware and the software of it very well because I'm not that in depth. But as far as the ins and outs of the communities of the internet, I understand how it works. So I grew
Yeah.
up watching YouTube. I grew up with the YouTube algorithm. I know how YouTube typically functions. And in the last few years, YouTube has been totally rewritten. I'm not sure if it's um, because they're trying to become more family friendly. Like we had Kappa, a while back,
Yeah. That
um,
was a big thing.
and that really destroyed a lot of YouTube.
It destroyed a lot of YouTubers too, or like
It
for
just
some of them,
destroyed
it
a lot
like
of content in general, which
yeah.
is weird because Kappa's a very weird thing to me because their whole shtick was that you shouldn't be advertising to kids, or something like that, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the reason there is no ads on child labeled videos. Like if your video is meant for children, you're not allowed to run ads, which I think
Hmm.
is kind of stupid. Because for my
Yeah.
entire life, I watched Disney Channel or
Yeah.
Nickelodeon
Yeah. Disney
or
Channel
even
and
the Science
Nickelodeon,
Channel because I'm a
PBS
nerd.
Kids. PBS
They
Kids
all
had.
have ads and they all have commercials for toys. Why should
Yeah.
the internet be different? And why should the
At
internet
the
be restricted in that way?
if they're going to do it, at least maybe filter the ads they're getting. If you have to do something,
Yeah, see, that
make
was
it
my thing.
more toy ads.
For what I would have said for Kappa is I would have said, if you're gonna maybe if you're gonna make content for kids, that's fine. Like, because Minecraft could be labeled as content for kids, which was a very huge problem with at least for the. I was very aware of it because of the community I was in, which was a lot of Minecraft. I remember Jordan and Jacksepticeye and even Markiplier and Stampy Cat and all of them. My
That'd
Night, the whole
be
series. All of those YouTubers really struggled when Kappa came out because Minecraft was kind of borderline for everybody.
yeah,
So it could
yeah,
be labeled as a
exactly.
kids
And a
video
lot of
or as an
their
adult video, and that destroys their ad revenue. And they go, why should we not be allowed
and
to make ads?
I remember people like Stampy. They like wanted. They were all people's
Yeah,
channel,
yeah,
and the problem with Kappa was if you license yourself as like for like all people, you could actually get in trouble because like Stampy's kind of childish.
yeah.
He has
In
the
his mannerisms,
characters,
yeah.
and one of the rules is if you have characters, you're for a kids like thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of the things in there, and I know a lot of YouTube, especially when it first started happening, like everyone was testing the waters. I'm sure like YouTubers like Stampy were nervous because they could get in trouble for being all people, putting it down for everyone, and then being labeled as you're wrong because you have characters, you're for kids, and you're labeling it for everyone. So we have to make these kids.
And
You're
part
in
of what
trouble
really
now.
sucked about it, pardon my language, was that
Oh, you can
it
say.
was really crummy for YouTubers, especially because YouTube enforced it. But the
Mm-hmm.
only reason YouTube enforced it is because it was legal. People got
Yeah,
really upset with YouTube, and YouTube was like, it's not our fault. We physically can't do anything about it. Like,
we
do you
got
want our
sued
legal
and
team to like go and
fought.
like lobby against the law? Like, and YouTubers couldn't do that individually. YouTubers at the time didn't have nearly as much pull. Even I mean, they had a lot of pull. Like, let's be real. Like Psy Gangnam Style, he
Yeah,
made a lot of money. Captain Sparkles, he made a lot of money. Like PewDiePie, he was up there. He had a lot of money. They could easily
that's
hire a
great.
legal team, but you're gonna go lobby against like the U.S. law, basically, like the U.S.
Yeah.
government, and say like in this tiny little niche thing, and pardon my beliefs here, because this is what I believe personally. The
Mm-hmm.
U.S. government is very out of touch with its community and its citizens, and especially niche little things like YouTube. Like
Yeah.
it's
There's a lot of
it's
one
kind of
size
like
fit
it's
alls
kind
with
of
them.
like one of those things like, oh, hello fellow kids, like the Reddit, hi fellow
Yeah.
kids. Um, when Kappa came out, I felt like it was the government going, oh, hello fellow YouTubers. Like it's not. They're very out of touch, and therefore it really sucked when they basically said like, no, you can't do this anymore. It's legal
Yeah.
now.
And not one with laws, I feel like not one size fits all. Like,
Yeah.
like one things that might work for one YouTuber is not going to work for another YouTuber,
And what was
you
really
know?
sad about it is that we already a lot of people don't like to believe this, but YouTube like and Google, obviously they what is the word? They target their ads, to certain
Yeah.
people, and the way they do that was illegal data mining. So they would like listen to you while you had dinner with your family or whatever,
Yeah.
type of thing. But at the same time, it's like that allowed them to advertise to their correct demographic. So
Mhm.
let's say you are a Minecraft YouTuber and you have a large polling of kids from 6 to 12. Well, what's wrong with you advertising to that demographic with their type of things? Their things that they would like, their toys. Why should
Yeah.
Kappa stop them from advertising at all? Because then you're losing toy sales. And then of course there's YouTubers like hey Ryan, I think is the little kid's name, who all he literally does is toy reviews, and he
Yeah.
makes hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions off of ad revenue now. And it's like, wait, hold on a second. He's not advertising to kids? You're joking, right? But you're going to let him advertise now. And so for me, Kappa was very do as I say, not as I do, rules for thee, not for me.
Uh-huh.
And there was a very, I don't know, it's very controversial. But that was another reason basically I got off of YouTube because um, it was just going to become super hard to be a Minecraft YouTuber.
Yeah.
And with Twitch, it was just like, well, if I'm not running ads legally, it's not binding. That's how it works with COPPA. If you're
Yeah.
not running any ads, like it's almost the same thing with copyright music. If you're not running advertisements on your videos, you can actually play copyrighted music. Did you know that? You
Oh
can play
no,
as
I did
much
not.
copyrighted stuff as you want, because you're not making money off of it. It's a piracy thing. That's how piracy actually works. Which is
Oh,
why
neat.
so many piracy sites for movies and TV shows come out now, because it's all free. It's not technically legally piracy unless you sell the pirated stuff.
Oh,
So if
yeah.
I was to pirate Netflix films, it would be me downloading them, putting them up on a website, and then charging a premium for you guys to watch them, basically.
Uh-huh.
If you're not charging and it's free, it's not legal. It's not illegal. It's not piracy. And
Mhm.
from what I know, unless I'm completely wrong about this, that's the way the COPPA laws work as well. And that's the way copyright works as well. So I can, play copyrighted music on YouTube, but if I'm not running ads for it, there's no copyright claims. I mean, they can claim it, but they can't strike you because you're not running advertisements, so you're not making money from the videos and the music. And from what I understand, COPPA should be the same way. If I'm not even running ads, I should be able to, put on whatever I want. But at the same time, you should be able to run ads, regardless
Yeah.
of your content. That's what the internet is for. Like, if a kid wants to pop on the internet and watch your video and you want to stream some ad about Legos to him or plushies or nail polish or whatever, it doesn't matter. You should be able to do that. Free
Mhm.
market, basically. I'm a very big champion for free market.
Yeah.
So as a streamer, I was like, they can't get mad at me. All of my stuff is live. Like, I could change my video on a dime to something else childish, and they can't say anything about it. Like, what are they going to do? Like, say, in post, you should have known this. I'm like, no, it all happened live. Um,
Uh-huh.
and part of it was like, well, also, Twitch apparently is harder to get into, or it's harder to get a big following and make money. But I believe that that's not true. I think YouTube is a lot
Yeah, I
easier to
disagree
money.
with that. I
Um,
think the Twitch algorithm is not in favor of small streamers because the way they do it is like how you find it
that's
is
true.
views. I think it's not in favor of small streamers, but I feel like it's very possible because I got 50 followers, which is what you need to, get affiliated
Hmm.
in like 4 months.
Yeah.
Like if you're dedicated and you stream often and you maybe post like on your Instagram like, hey friends, maybe it like I get my boyfriend and my sister to watch, especially when I was first starting, so that like I just had 2 extra viewers and that just put me up from the very bottom to
Yeah.
like the middle,
Yeah,
honestly,
that
on
just
YouTube.
that just brings you up from the average, which is
Yep.
super helpful. One of the other parts of it was that for me, I was also like, well, if I don't make it big, I don't care. Like I
Mhm.
said earlier, like I'm just doing this. So I was like, with YouTube, I'm putting in work. I'm not getting paid because I need to be get
Yeah.
paid to in order to sustain that type of lifestyle. In order to sustain the work, you need to get paid to do that.
Mhm.
I probably couldn't get paid even if I had the time and the money to do it because of COPPA. There was just
Mhm.
so many things that said no, don't do YouTuber, and then they changed the algorithm too. I grew up where I understood the algorithm very well, and now basically nobody understands the algorithm for YouTube.
Also, they
Um,
got rid of the dislike button,
they got, yeah,
which I
just
just
dumb
disagree
things
with
like
because
that. They had the bell. I thought the bell icon was stupid. I thought
mhm.
if you're subscribed to somebody, you want their notifications. That's it. And then the
Yeah.
bell came out, and all of a sudden, I think it was like for a solid 3 months, I just didn't go on YouTube because I was like, none of my people are posting. And then one of my friends
Uh
was like, "Oh no, there's an icon that you need to click to like check in." And I looked, and I had 4 months of content for like 15 YouTubers, and I was just like,
well, that must
part
have been fun
pardon
to
my
catch up
language, I was
on.
just like, "Holy shit, what the heck? Like, why is it like this?
Uh huh.
Why did they do that?" And they just didn't tell anybody. And all of a sudden, bell icon, and so now you have to go, "Oh, subscribe. Oh, and hit the bell icon. Otherwise, you're not gonna ever find me." That was
Mhm.
another thing that was super annoying. For Twitch, it's just like somebody's streaming. Do you want to watch?
Yeah.
Like you just get a notification. Like I get notifications on my phone
I
all the
think it
time
is
when
dumb. You
somebody
get an
streams.
email for it.
Yeah, that's a
I
little
I
much,
I,
but
I think
like
that's a little dumb because is like scrolling through their email like
I
constantly
yes,
looking
I
for
don't need
their
more spam email. I'm happy with a Twitch notification
exactly.
from the Twitch app, which
Uh
I
huh.
do have and I do
Exactly.
get. But like that's all it is. That's all it takes on Twitch. Like it's just like you follow them and oh my gosh, one of the people you follow is streaming now. Do you want to go watch it? And you're like, yeah, sure. That's it.
Mhm.
And so for me, I was just like, I don't have the time to put in I don't have the time to put in and I can't put in the work. I don't have money to do this like as a job. Um I'm not trying to make money and I'm not trying to get views, like Twitch is the obvious answer. And of course there was YouTube Premium, or not YouTube Premium, like YouTube Live. Um, but it turns out you can't do YouTube Live unless you have over 1 million concurrent views on a video consistently, or over 10K followers. And you're not going
Oh
to get that when
wow.
you're starting off on YouTube. That was one of the new changes to the algorithm. And so physically you couldn't stream on YouTube for a while. And I think you can stream now. I think anybody can live stream. But for a while it was like, oh yeah, you have to already be an established YouTuber in order to stream on here. And I was like, BS. Like what is anybody supposed to do? You
I feel
can't
like they
get
changed that
started.
as well. I feel like they changed that because Twitch was a thing and they were
They changed it.
losing.
Yes, actually, they did recently change it.
Yeah, and I
Because of
think
that.
that's because Twitch was a thing and they were like, oh, like shit, like
Well,
people are
and one of the
going to
things
Twitch because they're not using our
one of the things
platform.
like Evan is Loco talked about, when, because me and him basically started streaming around the same time, or like at least he got serious around the same time about streaming. But he was like, I'm thinking about moving platforms to YouTube Live, and I was like, why? And he was like, because Twitch is kind of dying. And I was like, well, if you think about it, yeah, YouTube's kind of getting a monopoly. Well, not a monopoly on everything, but they're gonna have their hands dipped in every cookie jar. They
Yeah.
do regular videos, they do live streams, they do podcasts, they do polls, they do Q&As. YouTube and Google do a lot of things entertainment and media wise. So yeah, a platform like Twitch that only does streaming, it's possible it's going to die out. But then I came to the realization that like Twitch just does everything different than YouTube. Their
Mm-hmm.
algorithms are different. They already have, like, there's so many things you can't do on YouTube that you can do on Twitch. Um, it's different. Twitch has its own,
Like,
like, Twitch basically all you need to do is have a software that will link to your Twitch. And with YouTube, if you were going to stream, you would have to like basically make all of your backgrounds in MS Paint and have them pre-ready and set to
yep.
go. With like Streamlabs OBS or even like Twitch's stuff, it's just like a PowerPoint that's live.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
also don't think it's a terrible thing if Twitch dies a little bit because it's honestly going to just make it a little easier for smaller
that's
like
true.
content
Um,
creators because one other like it's going to thin the herd. Like the people who are not serious about it are going to probably leave because they're like, oh, it's not easy, you know.
yeah.
And then then you're going to have more viewers to share amongst people. Even if the viewers start leaving, I feel like it'll be even enough,
Mm-hmm.
with how it's going. I think it honestly would be an okay thing for people who are still passionate about Twitch. People who like Twitch and watch Twitch are going to stay.
But like, and one of the other reasons I think Twitch won't die is because you can do so many other things if you want to with the audience interaction on Twitch than you can on YouTube. I
Yeah.
know some Twitch channels where if you sub or like give bits, it's just a live stream of a duck pond, and like this guy who owns this duck pond has an automatic feeder, and if you give a certain amount of bits, it rolls out food for the ducks, and you can feed the ducks on this guy's
That
live
is
stream,
awesome.
and you can't do that type of stuff on YouTube. That's not
Mhm.
that type of thing. Those aren't You're not capable of doing that. Or I know a guy where he live streamed this. He lived in like San Francisco, and apparently San Francisco has like super bad drivers. California as a whole, because I live in California. Um,
Mhm.
I'll let you know, California has the worst drivers in the world, and also the best drivers in the world. And people go, how can that be? And I'm like, because in order to drive in California, you have to be really good to avoid all the stupid people. So you're either the best or you are the worst. And
That's the same thing with Maryland.
yeah, I know a Twitch streamer who all he does is live streams this street corner that he lives on. He's got an intersection that he live streams, and people show up in the Twitch, and he has like a bot or something like that, some type of program where people place bets on who's gonna crash, and like
Mhm.
it's content, and like people make money off of it. And so like he basically runs like a gambling thing out of his Twitch, which is
That sounds
hilarious to
awesome.
me. But like people like put wagers on like, oh, this car's gonna crash, or this guy's gonna run the light, or like within 5 minutes there'll be an accident, or nothing is gonna happen, like,
Uh
and
huh.
he has like a third party website that he uses to do all the money transactions and stuff like that. But it's content, and it's funny to watch people go like, oh yeah, I know this person, like that's the red minivan from yesterday. Like they're a terrible driver. They're probably gonna hit somebody, and then you see like 30 seconds later they like T-bone somebody, and you're like, wow, man, I hope they're okay. But at the same time, I just made $30. Like it's really weird. Twitch has so many weird communities. Like I'm part of a community that plays online chess because I love chess. So I play on chess.com, and so sometimes I stream on chess.com, and it's funny to go on Twitch and look at like the chess.com streamers, You have the top world champion for chess, whatever the guy's name is, like the Russian dude, or I think he's like Swedish or something like that. And then you have little kids that are like super geniuses. You got kids from Taiwan who are like beating out like 40-year-old white guys in New York, and it's just like, oh, it's so weird. There's so many niche communities in Twitch that you just can't
Uh-huh.
find on YouTube. Or at least you can, but like you would have to search them up in the search bar, and the algorithm doesn't want you to find them because it's the algorithm, and so it's going to be impossible. With Twitch, it's like, oh, I just type in chess.com as my search criteria, and only chess.com videos streams show up, and so
Yeah.
I can find exactly what I'm looking for. So there was stuff like that
Yeah.
as well, and so I knew with Twitch, if I came on and I played Minecraft, I could just type in Minecraft, and people who wanted to watch Minecraft could type in Minecraft and find me, and that was it.
Mhm.
And I was like, I mean, I don't need audience interaction, of course, all the other reasons I explained earlier, but overall, I just settled on Twitch. I was like, I can't stream on YouTube. Even if I could, there's COPPA, and I don't want to have to deal with that. And there's the algorithm, and there's so many other things, and so that's basically why I settled on Twitch. That's my
Mhm.
whole spiel about why I settled on Twitch, because it just seemed easier. It seemed like the logical decision at the time. It still is, I
Yeah,
think.
that makes sense. Another question I have is, with the Dream SMP, do you feel like that encourages or discourages like other streamers and maybe yourself? Do you feel like that makes people feel less hopeful in making this a career or more hopeful?
What about the Dream SMP? Like,
Like the
makes it more hopeful for you? Like, as an example, do you think it's like a good encouragement? Like, oh, they can do it, so
yeah,
can
do you
I.
think it encourages do you think it encourages people more or do you think it makes it less likely for people to want to pursue it as a career? Because personally, it makes me less hopeful to be able to make it a career than
Um,
other things, but what does it do for you and what do you think it does
it
like
depends.
for other people?
So I'm a huge science guy, like I said, and I'm even a little not philosophical. I guess it's a psych guy. I'm a psych guy. I don't know.
Yes.
I like the brain as well, and I like
Yeah.
how people like to learn how people think. But with the Dream SMP and with everything really, it's almost like the freeway issue, where people go, "Oh, this freeway's busy. Should I take the side streets?"
Uh-huh.
Instead, like the freeway where I am at is always busy at like 6 o'clock because everybody comes home, and so my dad takes the side streets instead, and he gets home much faster. But at the same time, that's not always the case, because sometimes all of humanity as a collective goes, "Oh, we should all take the side streets because it'll be cheaper
Uh-huh.
and it'll be quicker." And then everybody goes to the side streets, and guess what? The freeway's open, and the side streets become
Yep.
crowded. And so it's a big reverse psychology problem about which way should I go, because what if other people are having the same thoughts as me?
Mhm.
And with the Dream SMP, it's like, oh, everybody loves SMPs, or at least I love SMPs, and I think everybody else would too, at least in the community that I'm trying to reach. So maybe I should start one. But at the same time, it's like, how many other people are starting SMPs?
Like
How
once
big of an
the
ocean am I
origin
going to be in?
mhm.
And then
Something I
there's
noticed is once the
also,
Origin SMP popped up, everyone was
yep,
doing Origin SMPs, and it's just like I never am going to stream an Origin
I
SMPs
no, yeah, same
personally
thing for me. I was like,
because
I wasn't even
everyone does
interested in
it.
the Origin SMP actually. I thought it was a
Same.
cheap ripoff, but also at the same time, it's like that's what every new SMP is going to be. Everybody's just
Yep.
jumping on the bandwagon. At the same
Mhm.
time, as a Minecraft player and as somebody who grew up on the internet and as somebody who grew up with Minecraft, I had Minecraft like the day it came out, um, back in like 2011 or whatever it was. I actually got it early for my birthday, and I played it on my
Mhm.
Xbox. But one of the things I was never able to do as a kid was play in like an SMP, basically, like with other friends. We
Yeah.
could host a LAN server with like me and my brother, but like we could do that on our Xbox. So when it came to Java Edition, I haven't hosted my own server until this last year. I have not known how
Uh-huh.
to host my own server besides Aternos. But Aternos was back in the day. Aternos was terrible, 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 terrible. It was the only thing
Mhm.
available, but it was like it's like the meme. Like, man, this was. I'm glad this was here, but it was trash, and I'm glad we have something new. Aternos was the way you could host Minecraft servers for free with ads. Just it was basically just a page that opened, left ads on your computer while you ran the server, but they allowed you to have a server hosted at the same time. And you could do whatever you want with it. You could have mod packs, you could do whatever. But it was super laggy, almost had zero space all the time, and you had to run ads on your computer. It was super sketchy, um, but like it was kind of weird to me. Like the whole reason I started the creator SMP with Evan was because like my entire life I've wanted to play on an SMP.
Mhm.
But I almost got discouraged a little bit from doing it because of the Dream SMP, because it would be a cliche, because it would become the cheap stereotype of
Yeah.
the YouTuber who just wants to make it big. We're gonna run an SMP. It's like the Dream SMP. Everybody come watch. Like, and for me, it was like that's not exactly what I want at all. I just want to play. I don't even want the
Uh-huh.
views. So,
And I think it's a good idea to, like, for YouTubers or Twitch streamers to, share, like,
to
and help
share
each other
ideas,
out.
yes,
Yeah,
that
share
is
ideas, help each other out with, like, views,
exactly.
be like, work together, collabs and all that. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. But
Yeah,
I feel like we need to figure out more unique ways to do it, but at the same time I want to feel okay with doing it the cliche ways, because those are fun, even if, like, then you're going to be called, like, oh, you're just doing the Dream SMP. Like,
and
come on.
ironically, one of the only reasons I found out about the Dream SMP was because I watched Technoblade for a tiny, tiny bit, back in like 2016 when he first started,
Mhm.
and then I watched Wilbur Soot because I thought his videos were entertaining, especially like his challenge videos.
Oh yeah.
That's how I got into Wilbur Soot, was like, oh, the floor is lava, those videos,
Mhm.
or the trapped in a box, or press the button, or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
I loved Wilbur's videos, and then all of a sudden Wilbur was like, hey, we're doing this SMP thing. And I was like, what
Oh.
the heck is that? Like, that's not a challenge video. And I looked, and it was like, these are the people that are in it so far. And it was like Dream, and I was like, I don't know who that is. And it was George Not Found, and I was like, I don't care about them. I don't know who that is. And Bad Boy Halo, and I was like, I don't know who that is. The only other person I knew in there was Technoblade. And I was like, wait, I watched Technoblade back in like 2016 when he did like videos for like PvP and stuff like that. And I was like, I think I recognize him, and like I know him. And then what really got me into the Dream SMP, at least for watching it, was Maya Knight. I'm not sure if you remember Captain Sparkles and Firefox and Jericho, and Syndicate, Tom, all did a Minecraft SMP called Maya Knight, and it was a RPG server that they ran, a modded RPG server, fully scripted, but it was an SMP. And I
Uh-huh.
say fully scripted in that like all the major events were scripted. Like if somebody died, like they had that like sort of scripted, sort of, not always.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes somebody died and they just made it canon. But like the whole Dream SMP's idea with canonical deaths and stuff like that came from the Maya Knight server. And I remember watching the Maya Knight server with my brother and being like, oh my gosh, Technoblade's here. Wilbur Sid, who I just started watching, is here. This is exactly like Maya Knight. And I don't know if you know this, but Maya Knight was one of those series on YouTube for like, I think it was like 3 or 4 years, where it was the most watched. Like the Maya Knight series is the reason is the reason Minecraft got like 3.5 trillion views on YouTube, and is one of the
Oh wow.
Maya Knight is the reason Minecraft is the top watched thing on YouTube. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly like Maya Knight. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be great. And I showed up, and it was like Technoblade's videos were cool. Like his hypercut videos were like, it wasn't the full stream, were cool.
Mhm.
But I didn't enjoy watching anybody else. Really, I
Yeah.
still don't watch Bad Boy Halo. I don't even know who that is really. Like he's just a guy. I don't watch George Not Found. I don't even watch Wilbur Soot anymore. The only person I still really watch is Technoblade, and he hasn't posted in forever because he's had his arm problem with his cancer.
Yeah.
So out of all the Dream SMP people, I haven't really watched any of them, really.
Mhm.
I've seen Dream's Manhunt videos; those were cool, and that's part of one of the other reasons. As soon as I heard about Dream SMP, I went back and watched a bunch of his Manhunt videos because it came up in in YouTube's algorithm. So I watched a bunch of those, and those were cool. But that's really all I've watched about them since. And part of it is because they've been dragging out the series for so long, and they haven't been doing anything with it. It's
Yeah.
just been like a regular SMP. There's no story anymore. Nobody shows up to do anything. They're all busy.
Mhm.
So I haven't watched it in a while. But at the same time, it's like it's an SMP. It's what I've wanted my whole life, is to play in an
Yep.
SMP. So as for whether or not the Dream SMP should inspire you or scare you to do YouTube or Minecraft YouTube or an SMP Minecraft YouTube, um, if you're gonna do it of your own volition, not because you want to become famous. Almost like I said for YouTubers, and how Jordan said to me, for why to become a YouTuber, don't do it because you're trying to become famous. Don't do it because you're trying to make money. Don't make an SMP because you want views. Do it because that's what you want to do. If you're better at PvP videos and Minecraft Hunger Games videos like Captain Sparkles is, do those instead if that's what you enjoy. But don't do those because you want the views and because you want money. Because if you can literally ask any YouTuber that has made it big so far, probably besides David Dobrik. Um, but if you're, especially, oh man, Jacksepticeye really hammered this into me as well when we talked. He was like, if you're doing it for views and doing it for money, you will fail. You will not make it. Um, because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. It's almost he almost compared it to me when I talked with him at the Game Changer event. He almost compared it to the careers analogy. That your career is a career and it's not a job if you love it. You know, it's not work if you love what you do.
Yeah.
It's just fun and you happen to get paid to do it.
Mhm.
If you're gonna get into YouTubing at all, especially if you're gonna trying to get into an SMP, that takes a lot of work to host and a lot of if you're gonna script it, it takes a lot of work to write the script. If you're not gonna script it, it's easier. But if you're gonna script it, it takes a lot of work to script. If you're getting into that type of stuff, do it because that's what you want to do, not because you're gonna do it for money and that's what you need to do, but do it because that's what you want to do and it will be fun. And if you will make it, that is the reason that you will make it. If you don't make it, I mean, you just might not make it in general. You know, it's hard to make it. You know, not everybody's going to become famous. But if you do make it off of a SMP because of that, it will be because you did it because it was fun, not because you did it for views. You will not
Mhm.
make it if you're trying to make money and you're trying to get famous and you're trying to make views. That's not how the internet works anymore nowadays. It used to be like that back in the good old days of what does the fox say and Gundam Style and Captain Sparkles and PewDiePie. If you tried to be famous on YouTube back then, you would make it. But trying to be famous today on today's YouTube with today's algorithms, you will fail. You will not make it.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
It feels like it's just luck to a certain extent. Like you
it
have
is,
to
and
like.
they're constantly changing it. With,
Mhm.
I'll say this, YouTube has gotten very political as well recently.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know if you could say left or right politically or whatever, but they have been political. And a lot of their algorithm has been a lot of the work they've done on their algorithm has been gone towards silencing one side of the political spectrum or the other, and it's not so much has been going towards how to make people famous anymore. A lot of the
Yeah.
YouTube algorithm work has been work on how do we stop people from making good videos with copy,
Yeah.
or how do we keep Donald Trump off of YouTube, or how do we
Mhm.
keep Joe Biden off of YouTube, or how do we keep other platforms off of YouTube? Like we don't want people like uploading like Twitch stuff on you, you know, just weird stuff. But YouTube has become way too, not into themselves, but they've been doing too much inner self work, and
Uh huh.
they're
I think they just need to leave it
they
for
need
a
to
bit.
leave, need to leave the internet as the internet and let it do its thing, and the internet will do fine.
Yeah.
They need to leave the economy as it is. And right now they aren't doing that, so it's going to be very hard as it is, which is another reason I said I'm going into Twitch. I have an SMP
Mhm.
on Twitch. I haven't played on it forever because I've been in school. But during the summertime, oh yeah, we're starting right back up. We're going to be cranking it out. It's going to be super fun. So
Yep.
I'll be cranking out videos, not because I'm cranking out videos, but because I'll be playing more. Um, and so if you're
Mhm.
gonna try and start an SMP, don't let the Dream SMP discourage you because it's the cringy Dream SMP. Ew, you're just another dorky Minecraft YouTuber. Don't let that be the reason you don't do it. But also, don't do it because you want to be the Dream SMP. Don't do it because you're trying to
Uh huh.
become famous because you won't make it. Like I said, it's a good example to follow. It's a good not an outline, but if you were to say like a good mold to follow, the Dream SMP was cool. It was
And
fun.
Hope Story,
It
since
looked
they
good.
went from nothing and
Yeah, it
then.
was, and it made all of them a little bit more famous. So now they all have their own thing. If you want to, watch them, they were all basically nobodies before it. Dream was a speedrunner before he did any of this.
Mhm.
And most speedrunners, unless you're some of the famous Japanese ones that do like Mario Kart glitches and like stuff like that, and do a Mario Kart lap in like 0.5 seconds. Unless you're some of those people, speedrunning, as far as I know, isn't a super popular community today. So
Yeah.
a lot of those people just were nobodies. And then the SMP took them all and skyrocketed their careers. And some
Mhm.
people made them good. Some people it kind of ruined their careers. Some
Yep.
people it didn't do anything. But
Mhm.
it was fun. So if you're gonna do that, do it. But do it because it's fun, not because you're trying to make money. That's my advice.
Uh huh. What was the best part of starting Twitch? Like, was it the community? Was it meeting new streamers and making friends? Was it just being able to play
For me, I would
and having?
say probably yeah, just getting to play with people. Like, because
Mhm.
I really started because of an SMP. I started with Bunny Bean, who I know IRL. Um,
Mhm.
So I started because she was starting something, and she was like, "Yo, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to do this." Like a short little SMP for like the month of October for Halloween, and it's like, oh, it's like Halloween themed or whatever. I was like, yeah, sure, it'll be fun. Maybe I'll meet some people that I happen to click with, and some people that I don't, and I'll make some new friends, and then I'll make some new gamer friends. It's always fun to make new gamer friends because the bigger your gaming circle, the more often you get to play, as I like to say.
Like knowing you, I messaged some other people asking if they want to do this, but because I knew several people, I had several people to message.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to do this interview thing, which was great.
and and let's say for whatever reason somebody has to drop out, or they don't agree with your politics, or they become an a-hole, or you become an a-hole or whatever, and they drop out. If you have a big enough circle, it doesn't matter. You have enough friends. And sorry, my sister just popped into the room and said she was leaving. But if
No
you have a
problem.
big enough gaming circle, you can always find somebody to play with.
Yep.
And that was cool, and that's actually part of the idea that I came up with for the Creator SMP. Evan actually just wanted to do something. He was like, hey, I kind of want to start something. What should we start? Because me and him got really close playing on the Witchcraft server, which is Bunny Bean server, the SMP for October. The Witchcraft server was actually only supposed to run through Halloween, and then we were supposed to be done, which is why I haven't been back on, because I don't have time to play on like 15 different SMPs.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be more of like a challenge channel or a challenge server, and she still uses it as that, which is fine. And sometimes I do pop in for those, but like they still play on it as a survival server, and I'm like, I can't do that right now, I'm too busy. But
Mm-hmm.
when Evan came to me after playing on the Witchcraft server, and I was like, bro, we're gonna be like best friends, and he was like, yo, for sure. He was like, I want to start something, and I was like, oh, cool, I want to start something too. I think it'd be fun now that we have like a sort of following. At the time, Evan had more. Actually, I think Evan had less followers than me at the time, and I had more, but I didn't grow nearly as fast as he did. Like Evan blew up like really quickly, and like got affiliate within like a week, and I
Yeah.
got affiliate like I don't even think I have affiliate because I haven't applied for it, but I just
Mm.
got 58 followers on Twitch like just yesterday. So I grow super slow. But Evan was like, I want to do something, and I was like, I want to do something too. And we were like, should we start an SMP? Like, why not just start a Minecraft SMP? And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, I haven't played on an actual SMP. That's what I wanted to do my whole life. He was like, what should we do? And I was like, let's just make a huge ass SMP, as many people as we can get on it. And he was like, why? And I was like, because one of the main struggles with gaming is not having people to play with. And I was like, what if we could
Yep.
just make a server that's so freaking huge and has so many people around the world that at any point in time anybody could get on and there would always be somebody else to play with. And that was the goal
Mm-hmm.
for the Creator SMP. And it's kind of died off because we haven't been keeping up with it. Evan is now completely hands off with the Creator SMP. I'm complete owner of the Creator SMP. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just because he got too busy with work and rent and life and stuff. So now I do full hands on. But the whole idea was that like if you've ever played like Halo or Call of Duty or any lobby or Mario Kart, and like you get on at 2 a.m. and the only people that get on are like the Japanese kids who whoop your butt, like because it's their opposite time zone, so they're just waking up and playing or whatever, or they're going to bed when you get up.
Yeah.
The only people that you could play on was either Japanese kids or nobody,
Mm-hmm.
that was the main struggle for my whole gaming. Like playing Halo, it was like, oh, there's not many people on this lobby anymore. Like, there's nobody to play with. And
Yeah.
so that was one of the cool things about Hypixel and Mineplex and some of the big Minecraft servers is that you could get on and there was basically always people to play with. And so I was like, what if
Mm-hmm.
I did that but in SMP? Because I've always wanted to do an SMP. And so that's what I did.
And people seem to get on, when you're doing your stick challenges.
Oh yeah, when I do the stick challenge, like when stuff actually happens, people get on because it's actually fun.
Mm-hmm.
My dad hasn't played on it in a while. My dad actually played on it. My brother has never gotten on. My brother's been burned out from Minecraft since 2018. He hasn't played Minecraft since then.
Oh wow.
He's been playing Elden Ring and the new Lego Star Wars game, and it's really funny actually because with the new Lego Star Wars game, you can roll and you can dodge and you can like do over the shoulder shooting and stuff like that and parries and stuff. Well, my brother has been training on Elden Ring, and my brother has become a god on Elden Ring. He's really good, and so he went over to Lego Star Wars and he was like, "Why the hell can I roll and dodge?" He took out Palpatine in like 30 seconds. Like he like skipped like all the main things like it was no contest whatsoever. He was just like, nah, Palpatine's like toast. And my brother like rolled and parried and like dodged it, and it was hilarious. And he was like, man, this is just like Elden Ring, except like I'm way better than all these Lego people. So my brother hasn't been playing as much, but yeah, basically like whenever stuff goes on in the SMP, like it's still fun. People still get on. They're
Mhm.
kind
And
of
you
bored right
still
now.
and
It's kind of the off
everyone still
season.
met people.
Yeah, and everybody's met people. I know a couple people that have started relationships, like boyfriend girlfriends, off of my SMP.
Oh,
And
really? That's
really,
awesome.
really, and it's just like, wow, I've brought so many people together. Now I will say it's kind of the off season right now with school
Hmm.
and with like springtime, and like I feel like summertime more people will get on,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with because I'm not even that active on it right now. I haven't even been doing stuff. Making
Hmm.
the stick challenges is so time consuming, and I just need to pass my classes into the summer, and then I'll be okay and to like start doing stuff again. Which is why I've been
Uh-huh.
playing high pixel Skywalk, is because like, oh, there's no uh, not a requirement, but there's no timing on it. I don't have to crank things out. It's on my own terms.
Yeah.
So I've been playing
Yeah.
Skywalk a lot lately. In high pixel, just in general, just high pixel games in general.
Hmm.
Whenever I do play, but I barely ever play anymore because of college, because I'm so busy with school and physics and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. Um,
What are you going to college for? Bye. Yeah.
so it was very strange. I'm I'll try not to brag about this, but
Feel
I'm
free
good
to
at
brag.
but I'm good at basically every science there is.
Uh-huh.
Geology, physics, astrophysics, nuclear physics, chemistry, biology, marine biology, whatever it is, you can name it. I can tell you something about it that's cool.
Hmm.
And that's just because I grew up watching the Science Channel and Animal Planet, and I thought that was a lot cooler than most cartoons.
Uh-huh.
And I grew up watching the MythBusters, and so people were like, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And I was like, "Dude, I want to be a MythBuster and blow this shit up, like blow up a school bus for no reason. Be like, oh yeah, this is what happens when you stick 3,000 sticks of dynamite in a school bus and blow it up." Like I don't know if you happen to remember their cement truck myth. They had a myth back in like 2016 where one of the myths came in their fan mail, and they were like, so this scenario happens where the cement truck that like has the big barrel that spins it full of cement stopped spinning. One of the motors broke on it, and so it stopped spinning, and the cement solidified in the tank. And they were like, well, how do you clean it out? And it's like, oh, you use explosives to clean it out. And so they were like, is that even possible? Like, wouldn't you damage the truck? Or like, the real myth was like, can you use explosives to clean out the cement in a cement truck? Really? Um, and so like the first shot they did, they got a cement truck, and they got it full of cement and stuff like that. They filled it up and they stopped it spinning, and so like it's solidified. And I think they threw like 5 sticks of dynamite in it, and nothing happened. Like it busted off a tiny little bit. And they were
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay, so we need to like ramp this up. Like let's see if we can actually like break up the cement, and like get it out of the truck. And so they threw like not even that much more, but like maybe like 40 pounds of C4 or something not big that you didn't think it was big at the time. But then they take it out to the bomb range because that's where they did all their explosives at the Alameda County bomb range. Um, and so they take it out to the bomb range and they put the explosive in it, and they light it off and they obliterate the entire truck. There's nothing left. There's no wheels.
Oh,
There's like it's disintegrated. They've atomized the
well,
truck, and
they got the
they're
cement
just
out.
like yeah, they're just like oh well, we got the cement out. Like myth confirmed. And they're like we also atomized the truck. Like and like they found like truck parts like 2 miles away for
Oh,
reference.
wow.
And like the Alameda County bomb range is like a huge, basically a big crater where they blow shit up for science and for sheriffs do it when they needed bomb disposal. Like if a bomb squad gets called in and they're too scared to disarm the bomb because it's too complex, they'll manually detonate it in a safe location. And the Alameda County bomb range is one of the places they do that. Or like when firefighters do training for like car fires or explosions and stuff, they might take it out to the Alameda County bomb range and do it there because it's safe, controlled space. Well, the Mythbusters blew up this freaking cement truck so hard that they found like tire bits and stuff like 2 miles away. And they were just like, wow, we really overdid it. But as a kid, I was like, that's the coolest shit ever! They blew up a cement truck! Like, I want to do that! Like, I want to be a scientist and blow stuff up or make robots or like, whatever. Make a flamethrower for no reason. Be like, hi, I'm Jamie Heineman. I'm Wedgie Ninja here. Welcome to Mythbusters. Like, we're going to blow up a cement truck today by accident. Woo! Like, I wanted to do that. And I could do that because I was smart enough to understand the sciences of it all. Because I grew up watching that stuff. I was just more scientifically inclined. And then the Mythbusters kind of retired. And then they had that show where they brought them back, but it was new people. And then that show kind of died. And I was like, well, I guess I can't be a Mythbuster. What else can I do? What was the second on the list? And I was like, yo, astronaut. And most kids say astronaut as a little kid. You're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they're like, fireman, policeman, nurse, doctor, astronaut. Well, it was like, yeah, I said astronaut, but I could actually do it. Like, I'm smart enough, like, I could get there if I want to.
Hmm.
And so I was like, you know what? Can't be a Mythbuster? let's be an astronaut. Let's go to the space station or the moon or something cool like that. Whatever they need, whatever NASA needs, I'll be an astronaut.
Whatever you need, NASA, I
Yeah,
got you.
right? And then Obama rolled around and he was like, nah, frick NASA. No more NASA. And I was like, frick you, Obama. You ruined my dreams again. 2 for 2, baby. We're down. And so I was like, what's the next best thing for astronaut? What's like closest to astronaut? And I was like, going to the bottom of the ocean
I was
in a
about to
tiny
say.
submarine. So officially, my major is oceanography/biotech. And my dream job is to be the guy on the Science Channel or on Animal Planet who goes down in the mini submarines and looks at the glow-in-the-dark fish at the bottom of the ocean. Like the scariest of the scariest.
Nice.
And people are
Uh-huh.
like, why the heck do you want to do that? They're like, are you claustrophobic? I'm like, not claustrophobic at all. Like, I could curl up in the ball the size of a microwave and you could put me in a box and I'd be fine. And they're like, really? And I'm like, you'd be fine at the bottom of the ocean? I'm like, dude, it's just like outer space. You're in a weird little
Mhm.
spaceship in this black abyss, and sometimes creepy little aliens float by. Like, what's not to love, you know? And so, yeah, my dream job is to be the submarine guy on the
Name a
Science
fish, the
Channel. Name,
wedgie
name the
fish.
fish, after myself. Maybe discover some medicine. And because it's oceanography, and because a lot of our medicine comes from the oceans, with the school I'm going to transfer to, I also get a second major in biotech because that's medicine technology basically. Not
Well,
explicitly medicine. They do other stuff like make heart valves and 3D print parts for bodies and other crazy things. Anything biologically related. Like if I was going to be a supervillain, I'd be the guy that like genetically engineers like babies into alligators or something crazy like that.
the one with a bionic arm or
Yeah, the one
something
with
that
like
you
I'd be
created
Doctor
from.
Octopus or something like that. That
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
biotech. So my official designation is marine biologist or oceanography, which is technically marine biology, but like higher grade, like PhD in marine biology. It's more specialized. So
Uh-huh.
oceanography/biotech. And my dream job is to go to the bottom of the ocean and poke fish and name them after myself. That is what I want to do. And on the downside, I'd like to, I don't know, like maybe learn to fly a helicopter and like fly for fun, or become a
Mhm.
YouTuber or a streamer or play music. On my
Uh-huh.
Instagram, my personal Instagram, my bio is music is my passion, science is my trade. So
Uh-huh.
I'm a little bit of a musician too. I don't actually tell people that a lot because then they're like,
You
"Oh,
play
play me
anything, or are
something."
you a singer, or?
Oh, so I play the ukulele, the guitar, the kalimba. I sing, and I can play a tiny, tiny bit of piano, tiny bit.
I
I used to have an upright piano, and then I gave it to my cousin because he actually wanted to like learn to play it, and I just kind of played it for funsies.
Yeah.
So I don't play it as much as I should because I don't have one anymore. But I've actually thought
Mhm.
about going to Walmart and getting like a little Tex piano and just like practicing to like get good. And then
Uh-huh.
I'll buy like a keyboard or something like that. And then when I move
That's really
out
cool.
and have my own place, I'll actually play. But yeah, I do sing and I do play guitar and ukulele.
Mhm. That's pretty cool. I play ukulele, piano, and I sing.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've just started learning the ukulele a couple weeks ago.
The
It's
ukulele
really fun.
is it's weird, but not like super weird. I like it.
I tried learning the guitar, but then I was like, too many strings, too many things. My hands are too tiny
Well,
for
so
this,
do you have
even
a
though
six
I have
string
piano
ukulele?
hands. Huh?
Do you have a 6 string ukulele?
I have
Because I have a 4 string.
I count the strings.
I have a 4 string Macala ukulele.
Yeah, I have 4 strings.
Okay.
I don't have enough fingers for 6 strings. I can't do the thing where I hold down multiple strings with my fingers either yet. That
Oh, a
hurts.
bar chord. Yeah,
That shit hurts.
it
Okay,
does
and then
hurt.
I'm done for the day.
Yeah. And I actually haven't played guitar in a super long time just because of school and because of life and because I got bored of it for a little bit. But I still play the
Mhm.
ukulele and I still sing a ton.
Mhm.
If I don't have a stuffy nose, I kind of have a stuffy nose right now a little bit because I thought it was COVID at first, but then I figured out it wasn't COVID because I've had COVID and I'm
Mhm.
basically asymptomatic. I'm one of those people who's like immune and like people are
Uh.
gonna women are gonna want me for my genes, and I'm not talking about my genitals. I'm talking about the fact that I'm immune to COVID and I'll have great offspring. But
Uh huh. Just your
and I'm not
superior.
allergic to anything either. But I realized on one of my walks into one of my classes, I go underneath all these trees that are constantly dropping pollen, and I got some in my eye the other day. And I think the reason I've had a stuffy nose for like the past 2 weeks is because those trees keep dropping pollen, and that's the way I walk to class. So I've kind of got like this
Uh.
boogery, snotty thing in the back of my throat constantly. You
Oh, that's
can
fun.
barely hear it, but so I haven't been singing a lot like on stream or anything like that. And I
What
won't be
kind of
going.
what is your type of music do you sing? Like, what is your vocal?
Um,
At?
well, so my vocal range is I'm a very wide baritone. I can hit almost all bass and almost all tenor. Like the very
Uh.
far reaches, I can't get. I can't get like the high end of tenor, and I can't get like the low, like the the weird little Viking man tenor. Like I can't get that low or whatever. Like the
Uh,
tiny little. I can't get like a bass guitar low, but I can get fairly low. Like you could put me in a bass section and I would survive. I'd be fine. But as for genres, I like classic rock. I like pop, of course. So like Katy Perry or whatever, Lady
Taylor
Gaga.
Swift.
You know, like the typical stuff that comes on like Kiss FM or My FM, like
Yeah.
iHeartRadio stuff. Um, I like that. My favorite band in the world is Daft Punk. I really love Daft Punk. If I could ever see them in concert, I don't care what the cost of the tickets would be, I would pay it because they don't exist anymore. Like the band is, retired, basically broken up. But I love Daft Punk. I grew up with Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger,
Mm,
and like Aerodynamic, and like they're part of the reason I started playing guitar is because I loved some of their solos. Um,
yeah.
and then what else? I don't know. I'm not a huge country fan. At least not new country. Old country is really good, but new country for me, all it is like girls and trucks and beer and yeehaw. Like that's all it
Yeehaw.
is. That's all it
Uh-huh.
is anymore. Old country was way better, in my
Yeah.
eyes. So
Do you
country's
like
good.
folk music or bluegrass or?
So here, let me look here.
And as well, what kind of genres do you think you're best at singing?
Best at singing, probably pop. Most of the stuff that comes on the radio, I can hit. Any
Uh-huh.
random, like I can hit Katy Perry's Highs. I can hit
Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran. Yeah, Ed Sheeran. I can sing. I can sing Shivers. I can sing anything really. If you give me the
Uh-huh.
lyrics and give me one or two run throughs of a song, I can probably sing the whole thing for you.
I agree,
I
pop is great.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I like folk music.
Just kind of story music like
I like the lyre. The lyre's good.
mm,
The musical instrument, the lyre. I
I
like
like a
that.
lot of I
I
was
probably
about to
don't
say
listen to a
Australian,
lot of it, but
Irish.
it's not bad.
I like a lot of Irish music.
Oh,
Like
I like
Tell Me Ma.
I like Rose Tattoo. That is one of my favorite songs, and it's
Yeah,
from when I was
have you heard Johnny Tarr?
I don't think so.
I
Let me
think
let me
you'd
let
like
me
Johnny
look.
Tarr.
Johnny Tar. Gaelic Storm. It looks familiar, but I don't think I've seen it before.
I've gotten pretty good at like I wanted to learn to sing, Irish music, but I wasn't very good at the accent. Then I got really good because I
Mm-hmm.
that was it was a thing me and my dad had in common that we liked Irish music. So whenever I would go, it was a special thing that whenever I came back from like I did choir, not choir, I did some I don't forgot what it was. I think it was like choir for a bit. My grandmother got me into it. Um, but my dad would drive me back and we'd listen to Irish music on the way home and we'd sing it together. And now whenever we drive anywhere together, we listen to Irish music because my mom hates it. So we can only listen to it when we're in the car alone without her.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
so I learned a lot of Irish music and I got the kind of accent when singing it. Like Tell Me Ma is my favorite. Then there's Johnny Tarr.
Mm-hmm.
You've had to have heard the Irish Rover.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Other things like that. And uh, I'm okay at singing it, but what most of my friends and I have agreed that my best thing for my vocal range is what I best describe as Disney princess songs. I got like Aurora.
A tale is all this time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I even do better with like the older like what is how does it go? I know you, I walked with you once upon
Mm-hmm.
a dream. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just very like in weirdly opera kind of stuff just for fun. I don't like singing. I personally don't love singing it just because it gets boring to me, but I like pop mostly for singing.
I would
But Irish
say
music's probably my favorite.
I would say probably I would probably say my favorite if I was to get rid of Daft Punk, I'd say like my favorite type of music would be like old, not Viking music. You could say Viking music, but like
Kind of
old
Celtic.
manly like songs that told you like tales basically.
Mm.
Like the Misty Mountains from Lord of the Rings. The
I haven't
song
watched Lord of the Rings.
Far over
Oh.
the misty mountains cold to
Hmm.
dungeons deep and caverns old we
That is really
must away away to find our long forgotten gold. Like old songs like that, like Viking tales and like old medieval
Yeah.
songs. Like I really love those. Those are like if or like songs you would sing around a campfire with a bunch of guys. Like those are my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I love story songs.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best. What was the song? It's not like a song from like a. Have you heard of the Wheel of Time book series?
I don't think so.
It's a really good book. It's probably one of my favorite book series. I listened to it in audiobook because I wasn't super into reading when I uh started it. 'Cause my dad
Okay.
introduced it to me. But I'm planning on rereading it. But in the show, they took one of the songs and they made it into an actual song. It was really good. The show
Oh.
sucks, but the song was good. In the first episode, that was the only good episode. Um, but it has a similar thing to that, and it was about like and I just love the story. It was like their town was invaded by these monsters, and like the men of the town, stayed even though they knew that they were gonna die, and they were promised like someone to come and back them up in 15 days, that they could just hold out 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
And they were expected to only be able to hold out 3 days, but they ended up holding out 17 days with no
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
And so then the men of the town got everyone to the mountains, and most of them died.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what's it called? I forgot what the town's called, but it's a great song, even though they don't do
A lot
enough
of
of
songs
it.
that like are made in like wars and like hard times are like the best kind of songs in my eyes. Like songs that
Yeah.
really tell like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people make music like this, like menly singing music during the lockdowns when they were like defying the government and like not locking down and like or like people that lived in the country that were like bullshit, like
Yeah.
not locking down for shit, like America,
Uh-huh.
like like they made like a ton of cool songs during that time and like a lot of war times and a lot of hard political times. People make really good music. When people
They
are
do.
pressed is when the really good stuff comes out.
Mm-hmm. I think your voice would be really good for some Irish music.
Thank you. Now let me ask you a question since we've
Oh,
been doing this on your podcast, or I guess, or your
okay.
stream. When did you start singing?
When my mom has videos of me singing since I was 3. I
Okay.
wanted to be a singer till I was 12, and then I decided that was an unrealistic dream, and I gave up. Uh, but I still like singing, and it recently. I'm 17 now. Just recently,
Mm,
I turned 17, but
mm-hmm.
just now that I have like a platform and I'm getting better at like technology and I have a good working mic, I kind of want to, not professionally, because I still don't have hope that like it could go anywhere. But I'd
Mm-hmm.
like to sing just for fun. Like I just play for fun. I'd like to sing for fun. But
Yeah.
yeah. Till I was like maybe even 13. Whenever someone asked me what I wanted to do, I said I want to go into music.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I sang a lot of Disney music. Like I'm a big Disney kid, huge
Mm.
Disney kid. Like even the obscure Disney movies that like I'll be like, "Have you seen this Disney movie?" And everyone says no, and it's sad. Um,
You mean like
but
Treasure
like,
Planet? That's the best movie in my opinion.
oh, I like Who's Who. Not,
Treasure Planet and Emperor's
Emperor's
New
New Groove
Groove.
though.
Yeah.
Emperor's New Groove is
Yeah.
it's so underrated. It's
No, it's
like
the
a
best.
buddy
Nobody does that.
comedy. It's like
Anybody who says Emperor's Groove is trash, I'm sorry. I'm not
you're
racist and I'm not bigoted in any way, but if you think Emperor's New Groove is trash, you are the scum of the earth. Like I'm sorry. Like you're a
how could you
trash human
like
being.
it? It is
Yeah.
just so different from all of their Disney movies. I also really like Brother Bear. That was like my favorite growing up.
That was good too,
And
yeah.
also, like those ones are just obscure, and I don't have people that My boyfriend is not a Disney, like he wasn't a Disney kid growing up, and I'm
Mhm.
making him watch so many Disney movies because I have to be able to talk about them and have the person be like nod at least and understand what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But I love like Brother Bear and all of that.
Gotcha.
And so I even sometimes will just put on a Disney playlist while just in my room and just start singing Disney songs because it's
Interesting.
nostalgic for me and I really love Disney songs.
Okay.
And then I got really into Taylor Swift when I met my first. Like I didn't actually have any friends that were girls till I was 13 either.
Mhm.
Because I didn't have many friends growing up. I was homeschooled and lived in a town with not many kids. So the only kids I knew were like 2 guys. They're my age. Our moms were all friends when they were pregnant.
Mhm.
So they like pop music. That was too girly. They've changed now because they've brought up that like
Yeah.
too girly stuff. But once I met my girlfriends when I moved, I started singing, like, they introduced me to, like, Taylor Swift and, like, Katy Perry and all of that, and I got really into that and singing those songs. Now those are nostalgic. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I took music lessons, but I don't really like taking music lessons. It annoys me being in a group of people. I'm not a group person.
There was
Maybe
a
because I
short while
was.
for me where so I have been singing since I was 12. I
Mhm,
sang for my church's worship choir because I went to a private middle school. So I
mhm.
sang for like the middle school choir. And I did stuff in high school. I was in choir and I was in the vocal ensemble in high school, which is like the highest ranking choir that we had at the high school. Or I went to a performing arts high school, so I'm technically, not to brag again, but I am technically rated as the best bass singer in the state of California, as of the year of 2015, I believe it was.
Whoa.
Um, because my school we had a competition between all the districts, and our district won, and then we had a competition between all the schools in our district, and my school won, and then we had a singing competition between all the guys in my vocal ensemble, because the vocal ensemble is the highest ranked class or whatever, the highest ranked vocal group, I guess. And I won that, so I guess like by the transitive property, I'm the best in the state of California. And then I did get an award because I did some theater in 2016 and 2017 as well. And I
That's
was I was given some
impressive.
awards there. But regardless of all that, I've been singing since I was 12. I've been doing guitar since, I guess since I was 12 as well. Yeah, so I've been doing. Yeah, I had guitar. I had a guitar teacher up until 2019. Yeah, about. So from 2012 to 2019, I had a formal guitar teacher, and it was I was so in tune with him, and so I liked him so much. His name is Byron Toms. He was such a good teacher that he moved to Washington D.C. and he became a legal advisor. He went to law school.
Oh wow.
But I was so good with him. I liked his teaching so much that I stuck with him, and we Skyped for like 3 years, and we did our lessons over Skype. Because we used to do lessons in person. He used to come over to my house basically, and like he would teach me at home. But he was such a
Mhm.
good teacher that I went to Skype with him instead, because like I was just like, dude, I cannot give this up. Like, he's such a good teacher. I love doing this. And then I stopped doing that for a while, and I haven't done it since. But I also haven't played guitar as much since. So I need to get back on guitar.
Mhm. I started learning piano when I moved. So when I was 12 or 11. So that's when I started piano, and it was my mom's friend who had been doing piano since she was 7. But I stopped taking piano. One, my piano broke. I had an upstanding piano, and it was really old, and it wasn't broken, but it was like a 90-year-old piano, and those things get out of tune so quickly, and it's so expensive to tune them. That I ended up giving it away. And then my piano teacher ended up having a baby, which good for her. She was like told that she was infertile, so really good for her.
Hmm.
But after that, my mom would sometimes babysit for her while she did piano lessons for me. But eventually, like, we didn't want to stress her out, so I stopped taking piano lessons. I just didn't really click with any other teachers the same way.
Yeah.
And I don't like I like one-on-one things. It's the way I learn best, probably because I was homeschooled. I didn't, go to classes with a bunch of kids. It was usually just me and my parents, you know. So I liked vocal lessons, and I'd like to take vocal lessons, but I just can't do it in a group. I just don't learn very well that way. It's
Gotcha.
it frustrates me because, and it's not a great quality, but it frustrates me when someone doesn't get something that I got like several minutes ago, and they're like the group is being held up because they need to get it explained to them longer,
Hmm.
you know. And it's probably not a great quality of me, but I just like things to move as fast as I'm able to make them move. But in a group, it has to go at such a slow pace compared to like what I want to do, and it makes me get bored of it and then not pay attention, and then I end up falling behind because I'm not paying attention because I'm bored.
Ironically, it's kind of the opposite for me. Or at least for my vocal lessons, it is. I actually really loved being in my vocal ensemble in high school, um, because I had such a good teacher, and we were like the best in the state, and it was amazing. Like anytime we went anywhere, like crowds showed up and like took pictures, and like we would go to like old people's homes, and like the police department and the fire department nearby would come and like listen to us because like we were that good. So I really loved
Hmm.
that. But what I didn't like was that after I graduated high school and like was no longer in the vocal ensemble, because obviously I'm in high school or I'm in college now, different stuff. I'm not even in the class. My parents were worried that I was going to lose, for some reason, that I was going to stop singing, that I was going to lose my voice and talent and all that stuff, all my skills.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, "We really want you to sign up for a private." And I was like, "I don't really feel like doing that. Like, I'm not going to stop singing. Like, the radio still exists. Like, I'm not going to stop singing
Yeah.
in the class." Like. And they were worried, so I was like, you know what? To put your mind at rest, I'll go take some vocal lessons. And so they found this world-class vocal teacher. And I would go over to his house, basically, and he would teach me, but, like, I could only do it for, like, 3 weeks. And I was just like, he has nothing he can teach me. Like, there's nothing that he can teach me that I don't already know. Like, I don't need to do this. And they were like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm not going to, like I said before, I'm not just going to stop singing. Like, but, like, he was just teaching me correct posture and how to breathe, and I'm like, dude, I learned all this like my freshman year of high school. Like, this is nothing special.
Yeah.
Playing Hypixel. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I'm in the
sound
Dwarven
good.
Caverns in Hypixel Skyblock, and there's like a hard boss that just popped up while I was walking around and attacked me. But so basically, he couldn't teach me anything special, even though he was a great singer himself. There wasn't anything I needed. Like, there was no new special knowledge that I was going to learn from practicing under him, and it was costing me like $100 a month or something like that to like work with him. And I was just like, this is not worth the money. Like, we're wasting our money here. This is basically my freshman high school like choir that I'm learning, and I don't need that because I already know it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna forget it. So
Everyone's time is being wasted in that.
Yeah, we're wasting our time and money. His time and money. Like, I just felt uncomfortable the whole time. I was just like, not like uncomfortable that he was like a creepy person or anything like that. He was a nice guy. But I was just like,
Yeah, of course. And I feel like at that point, like once you've learned everything, it would definitely be fun, you know, being in a group so you could sing together and do things together. And in that sense, I would like to be in a group. But like when I'm first initially learning stuff, I'd way prefer being alone, just so I can get it down quickly. Then join a group of people who know that and just have fun and do it. Like I am in a band, which is fun. It's not like, I mean, the two band members ended up dating and broke up, so I don't know if I'm in a band anymore. But
I don't know if the band exists anymore.
Yeah, but it, you know, we haven't formally talked about it. But you know, I was a singer, they drummist, and then everything, literally every other instrument he played. And so that was really fun, and I enjoyed it because we all were at the same skill level, and we could all just have fun together, you know. And it wasn't like a learning thing; it was just a having fun thing, which I'd probably like to join a singing group. But yeah, I don't. You know, I probably should ask if he's still in a band. Huh? Yeah, I mean, at the very least, he's still into music. I don't know if she is anymore. She had drums, and it was his drum set, so I don't know.
Gotcha.
They're still friends. It's awkward. Fun. But I'd probably join a group like that. I just don't like learning on my own. But
yeah.
I think it's definitely like how you grow up learning. Like you went to a school, you know, you grew up like you were in a class of people, which makes sense with you like being used to that, wanting to learn with a group of people and that being what you're used to, you know.
Well, and part of what made my class so fun is that it wasn't like formal learning. Like all we did is we had sheet music, and like we would read off the sheet music, which I guess you could say was formal learning. But we did like the most like teaching, like rigorous teaching we did was like some vocal warm-ups in the morning to like make sure we didn't like strain ourselves when we sang. The rest of the day, all we did was jam to the songs that we were going to perform at the end of the year. And like to be honest, if I could ever relive any days, like I peaked in high school. Like my musical career, if I could get the people that I sang with back together, like we would be the most unstoppable band in the world. We were the best. Like I hate to say it like in a bragging way, but we were like the shit. We were the best stuff in California. We could go anywhere, sing anywhere. We were invited to Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. We were invited to sing for the president. Like it was the best time of my life, the best experience ever. And if I could do it again, I would in a heartbeat. It was really,
wow.
It was amazing. Like it was just yeah, and it was amazing to me too because the teacher who taught me retired my junior year. So my senior year we had a different teacher, and the teacher was actually an alumni, so the former student, but he just wasn't nearly as good. and like we knew who he was because he was only he was like maybe 10 years older than us. So like he still came to all of our concerts and stuff like that even after he graduated. Like the alumni show up to all the concerts. We all support each other. I'll probably show up to the concerts for the next like 10 generations. Every Christmas concert, every single alumni who's still alive comes to those concerts. So we have people like in their 80s who are like coming to concerts that were.
Oh wow.
And so like we have like I think we have like 5,000 concert alumni that show up every Christmas concert and like and sing with us. Like we get up on stage and we sing the Hallelujah chorus, and it's like one of the biggest groups in I guess the county or the city or whatever. I don't know if it would be the state, but it's the biggest organized singing group. It's just it's so nice. I wish I could do it again. We were literally the best. Like we were the Avengers
awesome.
of music. Like we were. Yeah, it was amazing.
Too bad you can't get that back. But I mean, I'm sure it's great memories.
Oh yeah, great.
Mm-hmm. I didn't really enjoy the music lessons, but I've got some funny stories from it.
Yeah.
Like the first day we went in there, my teacher was a little bit like, he just had like a weird, like he was a little off. Like he wasn't creepy. He just, his personality was a little off sometimes. Me, I was like, oh, okay, that's random, but he was just quirky, I guess. But the first day we went in, he was like, all right, I got an announcement. We were like, all right. He was like, okay, if a homeless person breaks into the church, I want you to hide behind the whiteboard and I will work it out.
Okay.
And we were all like, what? And he was like,
thing to talk about.
like literally that was the first thing he said to us as we were walking in the room. We were like, and everyone was like, okay. And he was like, now, it has happened before during a class. There's a homeless shelter across the street, and he was not carrying a weapon, but I can't promise they won't be carrying weapons,
Because
so be aware.
So come there, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, the doors are locked, but they have broken the locks before, so if someone breaks in, go behind the clip. And we were like, oh, well, this is a great first hi. And then he was like, oh, hi, by the way, my name is John.
So-and-so.
And then we were like, oh, hi, John.
That's really funny.
And then when the person raised their hand, he was like, yes. And he was like, are we gonna get stabbed? Like, and like, none of us knew this going in. Like, it was, like, I didn't even know there was a homeless shelter across the street. And apparently there was.
That's funny.
And I live in a city.
Yeah. And
then another time, he loved telling stories about his music teacher, and he was telling a story about it, and all of a sudden we heard a giant bang downstairs, and he was like, so that might be a homeless person, what is the drill class? And then we all walked behind the whiteboard, and he was like, very well, if I do not come back, if I start screaming, do any of you have a phone on you? And one of the girls raised her hand, she's like, alright, if I start screaming, please call 911. And so he walked off, and he was gone for like 10 minutes, and I came back, and I was like, nah, yeah, I got him out. Don't worry. It was nothing. He didn't even break the lock. He just tried to open the door and something fell.
That's funny.
So, but yeah, I thought we were going to die for a second there. And I was 11 when this happened.
That's hilarious.
Something I didn't like about this teacher, though, he was super into calling people out when they missed a note, which I just didn't vibe with that, I had one of their music teacher where if they heard someone miss a note, they were like, all right, someone missed a note. It's all right. You know who you are. You missed a note. Fix it next time. If not, let me know, and we can, if you want to talk about it, we can. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong, But this person was like, all right, someone missed a note. And then he would get every one of us to try to hit the note until he found out who did it wrong. And then he would
see, that's weird.
make fun, and then he would make fun of them.
Yeah, see, that's
so
dumb.
He was
in my class. We would say large mistakes make large fixes. Like be loud about be bold. Like if you get the note wrong, like doesn't matter. Like if you don't get it right when you're quiet, you're not gonna get it right when it counts later. So like we were proactive about fixing it. Like my teacher never we never made fun of somebody because they got the note wrong. Like they just got the interval wrong or they don't know how to read sheet. Like only half of us knew how to read sheet.
I think it did, it definitely made some people, definitely very uncomfortable because, we were young. It ranged, some of us were, 9 to 16 was the range. And so, it would definitely make people uncomfortable, and I never got called out, but the person, I got uncomfortable when people were being called out.
Okay. I fell into the...
Die?
I died.
Do better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely made me uncomfortable. Definitely made the person being called out uncomfortable. But I did end up doing one like season with them because like I'm not someone to drop out of something when I'm doing it. You know, like I was gonna stick through till the performance. You
Yeah.
know, so I learned one really cool song, like which was I don't even know where it's from. I don't know how to find it. I don't know what language it's in or anything. Like I just it's like just two lines and of a song, and you just repeat it over and over again. This is how we started it when we walked into the room because we didn't start on the stage. We walked between
To
the
the
aisles
risers.
singing this song. Huh?
Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
was this in your classroom or where was this?
This was in a church, like in
Oh
the
yeah, okay,
main
that's
area.
right.
So we walked down the aisle and sang it. But I've been trying to figure out where it was. I really haven't tried hard, but like a couple times I've looked it up or asked people if they recognize it from anywhere.
Was it Non
But that was
Nobis
fun,
Domine?
huh?
Non Nobis Domine? Was that the song?
No, it wasn't. It was Sing Dem Heron. I think
No,
it's
I haven't
Latin.
heard of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Basically, went, Sing dem erin, alleluia, 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 oven Simon, Imen, sing mit tamburino
Might be
narta, and then it
German.
repeated.
Might be Latin-based German.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of thinking Latin or German or maybe something like that. But I haven't been able to find it. I don't know where he found it. I don't know if he's like where he is or if he's been killed by a homeless person. So I don't know.
You
Uh,
talked to one too many homeless people.
our town has a real homeless person problem. Like even in our town, they've now made it illegal for them to like sleep under bridges and things.
See, that's the thing.
And
If you have to make it illegal to be homeless, you're doing something wrong in your city.
exactly.
You
And
got certain
overall,
policies that are wrong in your city if you have homeless people for one. But if you have
mhm,
such a bad homeless problem that you have to make it illegal to be homeless, like your city's doing something wrong.
a lot of people come specifically to our city who are homeless in the summers because we have a lot of tourists and it's a really great place for to stand on the side of the road and for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the problem is once you come here and you gotta kind of stay. It's hard, when you're homeless. It's hard to like
To
relocate
move,
often,
yeah.
and we have really cold winters.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And so a lot, and the politicians in our city aren't great. The townspeople are amazing though. Like I love the community. I don't love our like mayor or anything like that. But they've made it illegal to sleep under bridges, or they're trying to, and I think like other places, like you're not allowed to sleep in front of shops unless you get specific permission. Which most shopkeepers are now like, yeah, totally, you can sleep in front of it as long as the store is closed already. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. Um, but luckily, a lot of people are now just donating tents to our homeless people because we have a lot of woods and campgrounds that you can go to for free.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, so it's a little hard to get out there, but at least like they have a place to sleep if they have a tent.
yeah.
But it's sad, but yeah. I such a dumb rule. Like, what's the problem? Like, I get
Well,
people might be.
so I live in a very. This is stupid. I'm bragging again, but
I don't care.
um, I technically live in one of the richest cities in the world. We're in like the top 2% richest city in the entire world.
Oh
Um,
wow.
which I think is weird because like when you walk around town, like it doesn't look. It's not like celebrities everywhere or whatever.
You don't have gold paved
No, we don't have
street.
gold paved roads or gold plated fire hydrants or anything stupid like that.
Are you
It's just
even rich if you don't have a gold plated
I guess
fire
it's just
hydrant?
it's just a nice happy community. We don't actually have that
Uh-huh.
big of a homeless issue where we are.
Mhm.
But when the homeless do show up, the police relocate them. But it's
Mhm.
never like you get arrested for being homeless. Like that would be stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like but they do try to keep homeless out of our part of the city just to keep it nicer, to keep like property values and stuff up like that. But they have
Uh-huh.
like programs to help them too. Like
Mhm.
like if you were to go to any of the churches nearby, they would be like, "Oh yeah, we've immediately got housing for you. We've got like food. We'll help you get a job." Like um, they're not anti-humans, I guess. Like I feel
Yeah.
like most people who are like, homeless are evil," and I'm like, "What do you mean? They're just people. Like they're just people that
They're
don't
just.
have jobs. Like what's wrong with you?" I don't
Guess you
know.
were
It's very
evil
weird.
till you got a job. All right.
Yeah, right. Like
Um. You were just like you were working off of your parents till like you were 18. So come on.
and I mean, like I can see there are some homeless people who live like that's their lifestyle. They don't want to work.
Mhm.
And so I can say like, oh yeah, they're not contributing, but like as long as they're not doing harm either, like they're not contributing to society. Like they're not helping with supply and demand and helping society further. But also it's like, but if they're not like, there are plenty of other people who do that who aren't homeless, like people who are homesteaders, like that don't
Yeah.
trade with like the U.S. dollar and stuff like that, or like the Amish.
Yeah.
Do you have beef with the Amish? Because I don't.
I don't care.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird subject.
Uh-huh.
I definitely
And the
feel bad
problem...
for people who don't want to be homeless and are. But there
Oh,
definitely
definitely,
are
yeah.
some people who choose to be homeless or who are homeless because they drug use or whatever. But yeah.
Or even just, some of them have, like, mental illnesses that make them not able to get jobs, and I feel like that is the saddest part. Like, there's people who lost their jobs because of COVID, but, like, making it harder for them to not have a job in general because of, like, they have a mental illness, which one of my mom's friends had that. Several of my mom's friends have been homeless at one point in time, so, like, her friend, I'm gonna call him Nick.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this is different from the mental illness, but, like, I found this very interesting. He was trying to get into, a homeless shelter, and this is apparently the rules pretty much all over the country, is you have to come in at 6 in the morning, and first come, first serve, of course, which that's fair. So you have to come in at 6 in the morning and get registered, or something like that, for the homeless shelter he went in. Some of them, you come in that night before you want to sleep. But he went in, got it registered that he wanted to be at that homeless shelter that night. He came in, and you are not allowed to bring your phone in, bring anything in. You have to be searched, which that makes sense. You don't want anyone to get hurt.
You don't want anybody to get stabbed or shanked or whatever.
But the thing is, they kick you out at 5 in the morning. That's when homeless shelters kick you out. Most homeless shelters. So you get in about, like, they let you come in to sleep at I think 9 is when you're allowed to come in to sleep, and then they kick you out at 5 in the morning. And then pretty much. But and you can pay money to get a bus ticket there, or, like, a bus pass there for less money, though, I think. So, like, homeless shelters are great, but, like, at the same time, it's really... This is dumb to say, but it's hard to be homeless. Like, no one wants to talk, like, no one wants to, like, meet you on the street. Like, people avoid you, cross the road to avoid you. Especially if you're a man who's homeless, which, to an extent, I understand. Like, people are wary. Like, you don't know if they're homeless because of drug abuse or something. You just don't know someone's situation. Generally, I cross the street when anyone shifty is there, homeless or not. I don't really notice.
Like, you're gonna stab me, you're gonna get stabbed back.
I'm a 5'6" woman, so.
Yeah, you have different circumstances, which is like...
If I'm in a group of 2 people, I usually won't.
I think my sister would probably hold her ground. My sister, I don't know, not hold her ground, but my sister probably wouldn't be scared. My sister's a pretty tough cookie.
Mm-hmm. One time, I was like, oh, dude, the street's so, like, busy. So I just, like, had this really hot coffee. I was like, you know what? If they come at me, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna throw my hot coffee at them.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. But definitely the whole. It would be a little funny, like, if they're coming. 3 points for using the coffee. Okay, to be fair, and this is terrible, I was kind of hoping, because when I came up with that plan, that, like, it was scalding. Like, I couldn't drink that coffee. They made it way too hot. I was kind of hoping that...
somehow.
Like, I was kind of hoping that they would come at me a little bit, so I could throw this... Because I kind of always wanted to throw, like, a drink at someone. It sounds like in the movies. It'd be funny.
It would be funny.
But... yeah, so a lot of people have been working, since the bill is being passed, like, probably going to be passed, a lot of people have been working on it, and even we have a lot of homeless shelters here, but we also have a lot of teenage homeless shelters here, too, which is technically it's not illegal, but it's not like you can't be funded by anything for that, and you can get in trouble for it, because you are sheltering underage adults who are running away from home.
Yeah, that's not with their legal guardians. Unless their legal guardian consents to it, then...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's basically kids.
So, pretty much. But a lot of people here, like, there's a couple organizations here, and they found some legal loopholes. Like, if the parents, like, ask them, they have to give it back. But, like, they've talked to the police, and, like, they're like, okay, well, if a kid shows up and, like, they refuse to tell you, where their parents are, like, you can just, wink, wink. You don't have to call us. Like, just put them. Just make sure they don't tell you where their parents are, and they refuse to put them up. Some kind of loophole. Yeah. But, like, they have, like, kids that come in there from, abuse situations because, like, they were abuse situations, but CPS didn't take them, even though, like, they tried to call CPS and things like that, which happens a surprising amount. So, like, they have a lot of abuse cases, runaways, and things like that. And they try to, help. Usually they're, like, they don't take in people who are younger than 16, though.
Yeah.
if that happens, they call CPS, but they usually with that they like pay for them to go to school, or they just give them rides to school, and try to, if they're like 18, they even let in 18-year-olds who are kicked out right as they were 18, and they try to help them get a job and things like that.
Hmm.
So the community here is really great, but like our general, the way this town is ran and stuff isn't as great, you know.
Gotcha.
And it's a fun town to live in and grow up in, because I live in I live in a big city. I grew up in the country, which is a big change, but it's definitely sad. Like we have like driving by and seeing so many homeless people. My mom and dad have a little wad of cash that we keep in the glove department for when we see homeless people and stuff. And some of my friends like start this thing where you can it's a group and they get together supplies like toothpaste and things like that, and then they all just take them in their cars, and whenever they
That's what I do. So I
um
have a pre-made small little backpack, like basically one of those drawstring bags. It's
uh-huh
got like extra socks in it because like I do volunteer at the church sometimes, or at least I used to. And we do homeless stuff. And so like when we'd ask the homeless like, what do you guys typically need the most of, they were always like socks and toothbrushes, like
mhm
because they do so much walking that they need new socks all the time.
yeah
And so I have like a pack of like socks, and I think it has sunblock, toothpaste, a toothbrush, probably Kleenexes, and depending on whether or not it's a girl, I have a bag for with feminine products in it, and then I have
mhm oh,
just
that's
medical
awesome.
supplies and like yeah, we try
Uh-huh.
not to give out money because we do have a drug problem in our area, so
Mhm.
we give out like stuff that's helpful for them, and that will ensure that they aren't using it for drugs. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, bro, where can you get drugs for $5? Like, you want to throw
Yeah.
me in on that? Like, come on.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
I love that idea of doing the goodie, like kind of like a gift bag type thing,
Mhm,
is how they call them, like gift bags.
mhm.
Um, but we get like one of those large Ziploc bags and
Yeah.
fill them with stuff. And yeah, we do the same, like toothbrushes, toothpaste, socks, things like that. Sometimes like we'll put in coupons for things that are, that they still need to get the money for it, but like we put in a couple dollars in there too. But like it makes it cheaper for them to get this food, so they're not like wasting money when they could be saving it with more these coupons, and things like that. Which I think is just a really good idea, is to like do these, because like giving out money is great, but like giving out $1 isn't gonna help as much as giving out this bag with like socks that cost $5, and then
Well, that's the
toothpaste
thing
which
too.
costs $3, and
We
then
were
like
like we'd rather give them, because like what if worst comes to worst, they get mugged by another homeless person for their stuff. You
yeah,
know, if it's food, it's like, well, it's not gonna go to waste. Like somebody's gonna eat it, right?
yeah,
But if it's money, it's like, oh, well, what if some other homeless person does mug them for like money, for drug money or something like that? It's like, well, then they
mhm,
lost all their money. But nobody who wants drugs and is actually going to try to mug you for drug money is going to take your socks,
yeah,
because they're not going to sell your
exactly,
socks for drug money. They're not going to
mhm,
take your granola bars for drug money or your bottled water. So it's a
yep,
supply that only they would use, and that only they would be interested in having, which is helpful because
mhm,
nobody else is going to try and take it from them.
yeah, definitely. So our general like mayor and stuff isn't doing much for the homeless people more than our citizens are doing it. We put together more things for our homeless community than like our government. I don't. What is it called for a small town? Like it's still like
It's a city
town
government.
government. Yeah, city government. Like we do more for our homeless people than our city government. But like I don't keep up with my city's politics very much. I just kind of go off like what I generally hear from my friends and things, and then I fact check
Mm-hmm.
it. Sometimes they say bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, so but yeah, it feels nice helping out like that, but it's sad
Mm-hmm.
like seeing that many people, and I wish like they wouldn't pass dumb laws when we need more important things.
Well, and it's
Like
not even necessarily laws, because like some of the laws do discourage you to live a homeless lifestyle if that's what you're choosing. Because I
mhm,
do know, like I said, there are people who choose to live homeless lifestyles. Like they want to be nomads or whatever. They don't want to have a house. They don't want to have a
yeah.
job. They'd rather beg. So there are some laws that help discourage against that. But there's some policies like that are stupid. Like those, like what I think Chicago does it, and probably I think L.A. and Hollywood does it, where like they make like park benches like super weirdly shaped so you can't sleep on them.
Yeah.
Like dumb stuff like that. Like That's just
Like,
cruel.
people
Because
need a
like,
place to
what
sleep,
if I'm a
man.
regular kid and I want to take a nap on the bench after running around the park? Like I can't even do that. I have to sleep on the concrete. Like that's stupid. Like
Uh-huh.
it's dumb
But,
stuff like that that really gets to me.
well, the thing is with the bridge, you get detained if you're found sleeping under a bridge.
Yeah.
Or like, and another thing is you can't sleep at a park here, which, it makes sense. Like, they're fancy parks.
Mm-hmm.
So like they have a time that you have to close out and get out by, and then like one cop will probably go through it and check that everyone's gone
Yeah.
and not plan on sleeping there. But like this past month, there was a whole like they had like 5 cops go into the park at like 2 hours before it was closing and started like kicking all the homeless people out and being like, no, you can't come here. And they're like, it's 2 hours before closing. Like I have all of my stuff is over there. He's like, nope, you can't even grab it. You can grab it in the morning.
Yeah. See, that's yeah. Our police,
You
our
know.
sheriffs are a lot nicer than that. Then.
Mm-hmm. And our uh actually really understaffed too.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes it even dumber that like they're doing that.
Yeah.
Like you're understaffed already and shit is going on other places. Like there's people selling drugs over there, like across the street. Stop, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kicking out these people 2 hours before they need to be kicked out. Like it's just dumb.
Yeah.
hmm But again, I don't keep up with it because it makes me upset, and there isn't anything I can do at the moment. But when I can do something, I do it. I guess.
I plan. I have a thing. Ugh. Where if I ever make it rich, like stupid rich, like I win the lottery or something like that, I have a master plan for I'm gonna put most of it probably into the stock market, just to like instead of keeping it in like
Smart.
I might as well put it in the stock market instead of a bank account because a bank account doesn't like accrue that much interest and stuff like that. The average stock
Mhm.
accrues like 7% interest, as opposed to what the banks give you. So I'd probably put all my money in there. But I have a plan that like I was going to set aside a certain amount of money and then invest it in a company that pays dividends, so like monthly payments or like a quarterly
Yeah.
payment. And then I was going to use that quarterly payment to fund like something cool, like a homeless shelter or something like that, or like
Oh, that'd be
some
awesome.
sort of program. So if I ever make it, or like maybe for foster kids or something like that, I was going to have a program where like I had like $2 million in a stock or something like that that paid dividends, and however much money it accrued every quarter was going to go straight to like a foster home or something like that. Just something fun, People be like,
Yeah.
like here, have some money.
Something fun, a foster home. Those are fun.
Yeah. Well, and I really wanted to do it like that to ensure that like it actually goes where I want it to.
hmm
Because like a lot of people like donate to these big things and they're like, I have no idea where this money is going, and you can't just like give money, like you can't just go give $5 to like one thing. So like
Yeah.
and the plan is if I ever make it big, because if I ever make it big, then I'll be able to say like I'll be able to have my own organization, be like, oh yeah, like I know this is actually getting put to good use and stuff like that.
Well, that's a really smart idea. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of things people can do to help, but a lot of things they can't. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
those people who are doing what they can are having to do more because a lot of people think, well, there's nothing I can do,
Yeah.
which I think is a very bad mentality. You know,
Definitely.
like there's a little bit like just getting those bags together and just having them in your car for when
That's such an easy
you,
thing to do. Yeah.
it's so easy, and the place that we do it, like they literally just give them away to people. Like, hey, like you don't have to make it, you don't have to pay for the supplies. We paid for the supplies
You
and
don't have
things.
to
All
be
you have to
at
do is
this
be like,
homeless. You don't have to be. You can just have a bag, like
yeah,
You don't have to be this bad off. Just take the bag, man. Like,
come on, you have them.
yeah.
And they just want people to drive around and have them with them for when they, find someone who needs it. You know.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I don't agree with the nomad like things when they stay in cities. I don't care when they like go out into the country and they're living off of their own land kind of thing,
Or
which
they're
I
finding
know.
work, like working from place to place. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Like, I'm totally cool with the moving around, going where like your job is. Doing
Yeah.
odd jobs kind of thing. I even find it like interesting people who do that. Like, I respect people who can like go off and just do like those odd jobs that no one else wants to do, but you do them for to live your lifestyle. Really cool. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if you want to sleep in a tent. Go sleep on it. Sleep in a tent. Tents are fun.
Yeah.
But like go. I don't agree with them going out and begging when other people who actually need the money, because it's first come first serve. Like if you go on, you get the street corner before someone else does. Like
Yeah.
through them. Like that's the good street corner. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I'll get it worked out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I should probably be ending this soon. Do you have any advice for people wanting to start streaming?
Just do it.
Just
Uh,
do it.
I would say ask around. That was one of the things I was going to say earlier, is that it was very hard for me to find software. The internet is a very hard place because, for whatever reason, people just don't like to respond with their specs. They don't like to tell
Mm-hmm.
you about the software they use. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like especially for things like animation or editing video or stuff like that, or even like it took me a while to understand. I used to have OBS when I tried streaming one time, and OBS, like, there was no, it was not very user friendly at all. There was no help forums, nobody understood it, so like unless you understood it already, you were basically screwed. So find a
Mm-hmm.
software that is very user friendly. Like I personally use Streamlabs OBS.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not just
I use Twitch
OBS.
Studio.
Apparently, Streamlabs OBS and OBS are two different things. I did not know that when I first tried to stream.
I didn't know that either.
But Streamlabs OBS is very easy to use, very user friendly. Like basically a PowerPoint, and it's super super easy. You can look up YouTube videos on it. They have an entire YouTube channel for dedicated to how to like use their software and stuff like that. I would pick Twitch over YouTube, in my personal opinion. Uh, Other than that, just start. It's really easy to
Enjoy it.
just, yeah. All you have to do is be doing something and then start. That's all
A
it is.
suggestion I do have for people who want to like interact with people and definitely want to make a job out of it is talk constantly, even if you don't have viewers.
Yeah.
Because when a viewer comes on, if you're being silent, sometimes they'll just get off, which is something that I noticed. Like, and if they come on and you're already talking and conversating, they feel like they can join a conversation and talk about what you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about more. They feel like more involved already
Yep. That's
into it.
true.
They feel more entertained.
That's
Anything
about
else?
it. I would say maybe invest in a good cheap microphone. I have a blue Snowball. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's like a $200 microphone, but I got it for like a Christmas present one time.
Nice.
Back in like 2016. I've used it ever since. I've never needed a new microphone. So like, just
Mm-hmm.
get a good microphone. Maybe look at some YouTube videos. Ask around if you know anybody who's a streamer. Personally, ask them how they do it, what their setup is, how they physically set up their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because some microphone, it's like, oh, it's just an audio jack, or it's like, oh, it's just a headphone mic. And then some microphones, it's like, oh, it's a USB to a Type A port on the back of your computer. It's very weird, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Look up your microphone settings and all that. But other than that, just like get your hands on some good software. Maybe find somebody else who knows what they're doing already. Get your hands on a good microphone and just start. Just
Yeah.
do it, and don't do it
Have
for the
fun
views.
with it.
Just do it for fun.
Yep. Don't expect anything out of it.
Yeah.
Because if you set your expectations low, they can't go anywhere.
Mhm.
They can only go up.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Wedgie.
Well, thank you for having me.
I had a very fun time learning of your name.
Yeah.
That was a fun
It's an interesting
story.
story, yeah.
It is. I'm surprised I haven't heard it before. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a really great day. I don't know when your work is, but I just remembered you have to go to that eventually.
I have work
And
at like 6:45 my time, so I've got.
my time's 7.
Oh yeah, I've got plenty of time. I've got like 2 more hours, 3 more hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy those 2 hours.
Thank you.
Good luck at work.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Alrighty. See ya.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Mhm. You heading straight to work?
Huh?
You heading to work, or are you getting off?
I just got home.
Oh, okay.
I played only one match in the morning, and I
Yeah,
caught a dub against this sweaty ass motherfucker. And I was
bruh.
like, damn, feels good.
Oh my god.
I'm in a dungeon.
Mining away. Bum, 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 bum.
Every man with a plan. You like the man.
Oh, dude, Darius, Ethan's actually getting a PC though. He said, "Fuck a PS5."
Hell yeah.
I was like, "That's what's up."
Justin,
Oh,
need help? Do you need help with anything? I'm doing.
Hola.
I popped into your other profile's island real quick. Gave your friend some stuff. I didn't even tell him who I was. Popped in, said hi. I was like, oh, hi. By the way, here. And he's like, oh, thanks.
he finally reached that level. I'm on
And I
page
just
7 right now.
flew around on a pig
I
little.
got one of the bonus rewards.
Ah,
It was the cheapest one though.
yeah.
I
you
got
guys
I'm trying to grind
this
up my
red food as
tentacles
well.
level right now. Because I'm weak. I'm too weak to do the next floor. I had to get carried through floor 6. The fuck? Oh, it's already dead. It's just jank.
There we go. Okay, I was just fixing some settings. The item shop update? No, in an hour. I was thinking of getting the bundle, but I was like, nah, fuck that. I don't really want the other guy.
It was like 600. I bought the skin and then I wasn't gonna get Chris Redfield, and then I went
Yeah.
back to the shop and I was like, wait, 600? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I
I'm lost.
realized that the bundle was discounted. I was like, oh
I
shit.
don't know this one. Oh my fucking god. Hold on. Google time.
Fuck, how many do I have? Like, where's mine at? I gotta fucking find it. Oh. Only 3.
12.
You got 3.
Yeah. I sort of had more. I guess I'm just tripping.
It's just number of wins with the crown, right?
What's
Oh,
going
yeah.
Hmm.
Cause I was tripping about it. I was like, dude, I sort of won more matches, and he's like, nah. And Juan was like, no, with the crown. And I was like, ah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
I got like top 4 earlier with the crown and solos, and I fucking died.
Oh, come on. Did someone die to that?
Been working on the Omnis, on the sword skins, or the sword challenges.
I've been getting a bunch of them too. I have a lot. Let me see. Where's it at? I already have all the blades. I'm working on colors now. I got
see.
orange, yellow, lime green. I got blue, red, purple, pink, and it's a different shade of lime green. Or it's kind of like a lighter green.
Yeah, I gotta work on those more often.
I haven't really focused on. I got one sound, and I mean, I don't really know how like to do the handle.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh look, it's Tay.
What's up?
What's up, Tay? Uh,
I'm lost. I freaking hate this puzzle. Oh my freaking god. If there's no puzzle here, it's just RNG. Is there? Oh, frick. I don't know where I am either.
no,
You read my mind, Darius.
bruh. Hey, Tay, you know we played fucking Phasmo the other day.
You played what?
We played Phasmo.
And you didn't invite me.
Bro,
This
I mean,
guy's
you
gonna
weren't
find
there.
out.
It was me, Brendan, and Andrew. Right? It was Andrew? No, it was Addison. Wait, was Andrew there? I think it was just me, Brendan, and Addison. Me and
And
Brendan
you
were
didn't invite me.
we were both in VR.
And you didn't invite me.
You were busy with school stuff.
You were busy with school stuff, bro.
How do you know that?
Because you're not in the call anymore.
Hey. God damn it.
Keep moving left and right. This
It
guy's also
is what it is.
We're stuck.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's a lot harder to play in VR than desktop. You gotta like reach for shit. So I could barely like open doors and shit. Oh shit! I found a drum shotgun. Let's go.
Look, yes.
What the fuck? What the hell?
And I found a keg.
What the hell? Wait, this guy's not. What the fuck? Yo.
Oh, dude.
What's up,
3 seconds in, I already have a drum shotgun, a thermal, and a keg.
bruh?
Wait, which one did I give you?
Here. I'm gonna throw it down.
Oh, the endstone bow. Yeah, I just got that from drop in the end. Have you done the thumb?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Bros.
You need to go into the.
Dude,
Come here.
that scared the fuck out of me. I thought that was Matt. I was like, wait, are we playing the wrong mode?
You
Yeah,
to
that's
go
funny.
You need to go do thaumaturgy because they changed.
Oh,
the-
he's got a range.
the
He's got a
switch.
blue range.
If you want to do more damage, you have to go.
Oh,
to the-
nice.
I can show you where it is.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I got a drum, so I'll be good for now.
You've chosen death, dingus.
With the cow catcher.
Cow catcher.
Yeah,
Harvesting? Oh, I see. Never mind.
I'm gonna put it on the no gamma card.
No, I just have. I just put Ultimate Wise 5 on it, so it only costs 25 mana.
Ugh.
So I just spam right click. Also, why don't we?
Is that you driving, or is that someone else?
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive though. Yeah. It comes from a dungeon book. It costs 100k usually for the dungeon chest if you do.
Hey, well, I
get it.
just realized what happened to Andrew.
He had to.
He did?
I just finally maxed mine out. So, it'll take a while.
Fuck me, bro. Dude, I don't want to go to fucking work tomorrow, bro. Gotta go on a. Oh, I would have been okay with it, but I have to go in at 4 a.m., bro. And I feel like shit. I work at King Supers.
I worked one and I felt like shit.
It's not hard, it's just like. I don't know, I just don't feel me right now, bro. And it's so fucking early. I fucking hate having to wake up like at 4, like at 3 something.
Once I finish this dungeon, I can bring you to the thaumaturgy.
Hey, you little weekends on.
Me die only in the boss.
Yeah.
An auto shotgun or a ranger shotgun?
Oh. Wait.
What is the? Oh, actually, I'd probably keep Ranger. I don't know.
Before I get died.
I think for me, it goes like drum, then Ranger. Well, it depends on what I get first. Kind of like I think Ranger and drum are tied, depending like if they're the same rarity. Then after that, it's auto.
Ooh. I want the bombs. I want the bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, drum is fucking stupid fucking OP.
By the way, these bombs that drop from them are insta kills. Oh, how's this guy not
Slurpfish.
mine? Boss. Don't go, everyone goes. What the frick? This guy is so pissed. I know how the boss works.
People have been here.
How the boss
Gas
is
is blown up. Gas station's blown up.
It's the pink one.
Okay.
It's this one. I found
Oh
it.
shit,
Pink one.
Where's the pink car?
dude! I was like, I thought that was you for a second, bro.
No,
No, because I
It's
was about
the-
to say, look, someone put C4s all over that car.
Oh shit!
no S plus. That sucks. Well, whatever. Ooh, 4 mil.
I'm gonna drop the thermal right here. Oh my god, fuck off.
Shadow assassin helmet for 2 mil. No. Alright.
Was on the roof. I didn't even.
Well, 100k for
Shit.
ultra wise, I'll take it.
He's rushing you.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
Alright.
You good? Go side. Go side.
Alright. I sent you a party invite.
Oh fuck.
This.
Nah, don't worry about it. He's gonna use explode. Oh, he rifted.
I need to break apart all this dungeon gear. Unless you want it, I can just
He's gonna land over
hand
there.
you all of these.
Right there. He landed far away over there. I'll let you know if he's coming.
I've
I
just
see him
been,
peeking.
I've
Yeah.
just been stocking up on a bunch of.
I see him.
So, well, just fragments in general. If you want any dragon gear, I mean,
Let me see if I
I'll
can get a
have
shield
some
off.
eventually.
Shit. He's pushing.
Honestly, I recommend at least always have young on you, because young is always useful.
Broke his yup.
I still use my young.
They had a
right?
fucking crown, bro.
Yup.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my god, bro.
Shit.
Oh, yeah,
Where are
dude.
you? I'm right next to you.
Oh shit, the storm's hella far.
Over here.
Oh shit. Oh, let me grab the car. Get the car.
Don't get the black car, it has C4 on it.
Over here. Have you
where
gotten to
the
this
other
place yet? Yeah. Talk to him.
Oh my god, dude. This radio
Yeah.
station's playing the OG main menu music.
Oh, bro.
Can you share screens? I want to see what kind of accessories you have.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit. Whoops. I accidentally clicked off of my monitor.
I seriously need to get a second
You want to
monitor.
move down to table 2?
It's nice.
I also want
I'll share my screen as well. Okay. All right. You have no accessories. Follow me. Let's get you some easy accessories. How much money do you have right now? Okay, because you can get accessories just from here. All right, keep it. Where are you? I'll fund you. Here. Where are you? Here. Trade. I'll fund you. No worries. There you go. 100k to spend. Alright, follow me. First things first. Over here. Right click adventure. Buy every single accessory. One of each accessory. Talismans. So 1 zombie, skeleton, village mining. Okay. Now go to your nether star. Open up your nether star. Bottom right. Alright, shove 3 in there. Okay. Here. Your accessory bag is insanely small. Follow me. This is important. You probably should have done this a while ago, but you probably didn't know about it. Come to the town hall. Okay. Over here, right click Elizabeth. Alright. Go to the hopper. Alright, and go look at personal and start the upgrade for accessory bag. This will take 4 days to thing. That's why it's better to start earlier. You should probably do it for your island as well. You should do it in your both your co-op islands. Release maybe like get because you can only do one at a time for account and one at a time for co-op. For co-op, you can do minions or money. So you see the second one in the top. There's that one, and if you go to the very right, each person gets 10k coins a day. You can max that out at 50k. Do you see my screen? So these are the max upgrades. So 5 minion slots, that's max upgrades. Guess limit 2, that's max upgrade. Co-op slot, well, you can't upgrade that. Coin allowance, you can upgrade it up to 5, which is 50k. Ender chest, you can get 1 additional page. Accessory bag, you can get 6 or 12 slots. Sack of sacks, magic find, bazaar flipper. Now, here's something very, very useful. If you want to upgrade your accessory bag, in which I highly recommend you do because it is a necessity for progression in this game, go to collection, go to mining, go to redstone. Yeah. In fact, it's all of the redstone ones. So at level 6, go look at level 6. 6 is medium. You wanna have a redstone minion. Do you want to upgrade your redstone minion? Do you have one? I can supply you with redstone. Yeah. You should probably start crafting one from level 1 if you don't have one. Just for those extra minion slots. $16, $16. Okay, so that's 2 stacks. You have wood, right? Okay, make a wooden pickaxe. Here. I'll wait for you to finish before. Okay, here, tree. Oh, I just got new accessories from the new island. It's freaking that new island is pain. What? Oh, you canceled it. Yeah, we didn't fully solidify the trade yet. You're too fast. Alright. And tell me what you need to upgrade. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go to the dungeon lobby and I'm gonna salvage these items, unless you want them. Do you want these? It's just a bunch of... Okay, yeah. No, you give it back to me. You can just put it in a chest or something, or you can, like, give it to your friends and stuff. Keep the spot for it, just put it, I don't know. You're gonna need mine. Okay, so you just need a bunch of regular redstone. Here. Go empty out your space. Yeah. You're gonna take a lot of stuff from me. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna take this, that, 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 this, and yeah. I'll go bring you the normal redstone in just a second. Sack of sacks, mining sack, redstone. I need more. Give me a second. I can go grab it pretty quick. I have a good pickaxe, so shouldn't take too long. Let's get that. Warp. Mines? Warp. What do I have unlocked? Dwarven mines. Warp home. Yeah, you have to remove all the iron. Pigman dead. Actually, you know what? Why am I mining? Just... Huh? Hold on, there's too many frickin' pigman minions to teleport out, or pigments to... There we go. Just go to the bazaar. Alright. I'm here with your redstone that you ordered. Ah, you can take the gold nugget too. If you need more redstone, just tell me. I have plenty of money. Just press the diamond. Just press the diamond button. Just hover over the diamond on the bottom. Yeah. And just right click again. Just left click it again. Just right click again. Left click it again. You need more enchanted redstone? Okay. No worries. Got plenty. Don't even use it anymore. My friends might use it. I just invited them back to the co-op because they finally got a new account. Yeah, because you know they lost our account, legacy accounts. Because they don't have access to the original emails. Yeah. Hey, good. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. I don't think you can upgrade anymore. That's a lot. I don't have that. Well, now you have a bunch of redstone. I guess now you just have to wait. But for now, just put those accessories in the bag and away for now. And then once you have space for it in your accessory bag, just put them on. Come to the thaumaturgy because you put on 3 of them, right? You can also have them on you and it'll still work. It's just that the accessory bag, you don't have to fill up your inventory with them. Yeah. Do you want a hard to get but easy, but free like epic? It's hard to get, but it's not. It's completely free. You want me to show you where? Oh yeah, good. I'll warp you. See, you get stats now. Huh? You should select one of those first, depending on what you want to focus. They'll give you more stats. Those are basically like the allocation for stats. Once you get more accessories, you'll have more magical power, which means you'll get more stats. Okay. Oh, what the frick? IP warped you, my micro crashed! Alright, that's never happened before. The hell? Normal Minecraft crash from a P warp. Interesting. Holy shit. Okay, so I'm just gonna direct you where to go. Go up to the acacia biome. Look for like slime more blocks. An unexpected. Oh. Shit. No, there should be a place with a person called Melody on it, and there should be a harp. It might be. Yeah, okay. Go to her. Yeah, you have to play a rhythm game. My recommendation is clear up a slot in your inventory. Right? And then when you. Okay, so considering you have 5, 6, 7, and 8 filled, try and select the song, get access to it, and then press the number when instead of left clicking, just press the number. So like press 5, just press 5, it makes it easier. So for example, because here, press E, hover over one of the items in your inventory, and then press 5. See, automatically pulls it. So when you're inside, but when you're in the harp and you do that to one of the options, like the notes, it'll automatically press it for you without you having to left click. That was my this freaking person's a hog. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, people like to talk because they suck ass. Hold on, I'm gonna. Where was it? There's no one in this one. Here, I'm gonna warp you. Come up to the biome. There's no one at this one. This lobby's full of dark oak sweats. Oh yeah, but Dark Oak makes the most EXP. So yeah, people just do jungle because I don't know, they suck. But if you complete every single song, and it's gonna be hard. Keep that in mind. But if you complete every single song, you get her hair, which is kind of weird. Wait, no, you're missing all of them. You have to hover your mouse over the note and press 5. Yeah, yeah. So you don't have to left click. It makes it so if it lags, yeah. You know. If it lags, it just makes it easier. So if you lag, it'll it's easier to like register. The worst part is when you're doing it and it suddenly lags. Boom, 100% and 1 intelligence. Yeah, so yeah. The other thing is just go and grab all the fairy souls if you want to increase your stats. But oh, if you mess up, just back out. It's not worth continuing. No. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's kind of scuffed. I freaking play piano and I was listening to it. I was like, this is kind of off. Yeah, I know. It's just slightly off because of Minecraft. Hey, have you gotten all the fairy souls you can get so far? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Andrew just rejoined my island, but since he joined on a different account, he's combat level 13, and so he can't use the strong dragon armor I gave him a while ago. Oh. Don't worry, I understand. You want to press it when the note actually reaches into the note you're pressing instead of like right before. Mm. It's frustrating. Yeah, it does. It's because of the lag. It's because of server lag. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the hub. I'm gonna check why people are selecting coal. Because, huh? No, no. It's because the freaking and it's the new mayor elections. Coal. It's just mining minions work faster. Schedule 2 mining fiestas. Mining fiestas kind of suck though. Okay. Oh wait, have you been doing the griffin stuff? Oh, each feather you get is like 50k. Yeah. You just have to get the griffin. You just have to get the shovel from Diana, and you can only do it during the Diana event. So in about 3 days, Diana will be replaced. How much does it cost to get a 32 golden ingots and 5,000 coins? Oh. It's 5,000 coins and 32 gold ingots. You should honestly buy the griffin as well if you're gonna do that. That's 25,000 coins. Yeah. I mean, I gave you funds, so you can just do that. Use that. Yeah. Mhm. Alright, good job. 32. You should honestly not buy it from the mine merchant. Buy it from the bazaar. It costs 4 coins cheaper. No, you're right here. Follow me. In here. Talk to Diana. And then I recommend you get the griffin pet too. Boom. And then you want to use the griffin pet while you're using the shovel. Here, this might help you a bit. Yeah, because you don't have much mana yet. So this will definitely help you more than it will me. Yeah. It lasts for 16 minutes, so just right click with it, I'll teach you how it works. Look up in the sky. Or look up in the direction the trail is following. So here. It goes further, just follow me. You can tell how far it is, and then just hold out, just keep your shovel held out once we get to the location. Before that though, just use your aspect, just teleport over to the wall. Use your aspect and grapple hook to move around faster when you do this. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Hold out your shovel. We've gotten direction. Right click again. Head in the direction. Just keep your shovel out. And look for marked stuff on the floor. You. Oh, it's probably over this wall. Jump over this wall. Hold out your shovel, or else you won't see it. Yeah, left click. Boom. And the particle on the arrow will always be the opposite direction of where you need to head. So you want to put yourself and you want to go this way. Yeah. Yellow means it's decently far away, red means it's all the way across the island, and green means it's pretty close. So I have a prediction of where it probably could be. Just follow me. I'm just using this as a guide. Here, hold out your shovel. Usually when I get to this area, right, I go up here and then I right click again with the shovel. Just to do you call it? Let's just wait. Yeah. In the meanwhile, though, you can make it more efficient by just moving in this direction. It's probably behind this cliff, to be honest. Oh, okay, over here. Yeah, it's back. Oh, it's over here. A lot of them appear over here. Usually, you don't want to start another trail. If you see blue, that means you're starting a new trail. Follow me. It's probably up here. That's why I was pointing through. Is it up here? Usually, right click again. Oh, it's straight ahead. Like, did we miss it? It's hard to see on your screen because it's like, did it? Okay, then it should be pretty close by. Should be pretty close by. Can you help? Yeah. And then no, and then and then use the shovel again. Hold the shovel. Don't you right click with it though, because it's the same spot. Oh well, it's the same spot. Just left click on the spot. So after you fight one of those enemies, right? You see in chat how it says 2 out of 4 for Griffin barrels. Yeah. So sometimes in the middle you'll get like a you have one of two things. You can either get one of those mob spawns, or you can get a griffin feather or coins. So let's head to the next spot for the griffin burrow. Okay, it's across the mountain. Just do slash warp hub. Just go to the middle. Middle, and it was over here. Right. Yeah, it's probably past it, considering on how far it's going. The most annoying part is when it goes into the wolf castle. Yeah, because the wolf's it's going into there. But this is the personally this was the easiest way for me to make money before I could farm zealots. Once you become efficient with it, it'll what do you call it? It'll be extremely a decently quick way to make money. Also, if you want to go straight up next time, just throw your grapple hook underneath you and right click. Yeah. Yeah. The only time I throw it in front of me is if I want to go fast forward. Past it. And so it's this way. Wait, 1 out of 4. Uh-oh, we started a new cycle. Fuck. The other one should be near here somewhere. Oh wait, oh you found it. You found it. Okay. Well, dig out the burrow again. Remember after every. Okay. This one is straight past the mountain again. All right, warp hub. If you ever need to go back to the middle or go through the middle, just do warp hub, and then just right click again. See where it goes, and it's going to the forest again. All right. Yeah, usually I like the cycle between my grapple and my aspect. Yeah. So instead of a griffin feather, you got coins. But sometimes, a lot of the time you get griffin feathers, a lot of the time you get coins. So it's like a 50-50. They sell for 50k because they're used to upgrade Griffin pets and they're used to craft Beastmaster crests. And they're also used to craft Terminators, but we don't talk about that because no one crafts Terminators because it's so expensive. But yeah, that's just an intro to Griffin feather things. You can do that whenever you want. You want to see? Do you see my screen? So you get the intelligence that you had before, right? But you also get it's supposed to be a epic accessory. But if you look at my wait, no, you don't see my screen. I'm not screen sharing. Here. It's supposed to be an epic epic accessory, but it's legendary because I recombobulated it. The accessory gives you 6, but because it's an epic accessory, when you put it on compared to the other ones, you know the thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy. If you look at this thing right here, epics give you about 12 magic power each, which makes them, way more worth it than common ones. But the common ones are usually upgradable. And so in the end... Huh? No, it's the magic power is used for this thing. So like the stats, you see how I have more magical power, so therefore I get more stats compared to you? Yeah. But if you have more magic power, you can also do stat tuning, which is like individual, so you can like make your build unique. And I just shoveled them all in the crit damage, but yeah. So basically, you wanna upgrade that accessory bag and get more accessories. Yeah, that's key. Yeah. Slightly is an understatement. Also, fairy souls, but yeah. Hold on. I can probably get you an accessory right now if you wanted me to. Let me just double check how much it'll cost. 9 of them. 9. 31k. 32k. Times 9. That's a fair amount. That's nothing I can't do though. This accessory will cost 300k. Nice. Huh? Oh, 20 million? Oh, you mean this thing? The freaking Juju short bow? Freaking stacked. I can't even use the enchantment on it. But I'm working towards it. Yeah. Here, where are you? This will also very slightly help you with mining. You should probably equip that instead of one of the other ones in your accessory bag. Eventually. That might be useful. I mean, as long as you have it in your inventory, it works. Do you have, what minions do you not have? I can help you speed up your minion count. No, it's in collection crafted minions. Okay, what are your collections? What are your collections right now? Go to one at a time. Okay. What do you have? Like, what do you have minions unlocked for? I recommend you just craft those first. Craft one of each minion so you can get the unique minions, so you can get more minion slots. Make a separate chest for just your minions. Okay. Okay. Now, what stuff do you have that you can craft minions with? Craft all of them. Don't craft repeats though. So for clay, just don't craft another clay minion because you already have one. No. Woodworks. Don't want to. Probably craft a jungle minion. Yeah. Wait. Oh, you need an axe for wood. You can craft it. You can craft it still. Just hold left click. Yeah, like pick it up and then just hold left click and drag it. Yeah. I was fighting a boss in the new updated area, and then in the middle of the freaking boss, a Vanquisher spawned on me, and so I was fighting a boss in a boss arena in an area in which I was super underpowered in. So I was just running in circles, healing myself while everyone else was trying to kill it because they wanted the loot. It was something. You can sell your gifts or open them if you want. Mm-hmm. You can't do it with co-op, like people in your co-op. Just keep that in mind. I mean, I guess technically I'm not in your co-op. I could just give you all the stuff that you get, but it's up to you. Yeah, you have a couple. You could probably upgrade it. You got a pickaxe. You probably have enough. You have enough gold to make a minion. Yeah, you have enough gold. Some might be less. It's like 10. As long as you have the diamond and emerald minions unlocked, I can just supply you with them. Yeah, just double check. Okay. Oh, here. Take the things off of me first. You can craft the emerald minion when you have it unlocked. You probably have enough diamonds to upgrade the minion too if you wanted to. Keep in mind that upgraded minions also count towards upgrading or count towards unique minion slots. Just put the diamond minion in the middle. Oh, that works too. Yeah, you have enough. No, you don't have enough anymore. Well, oh my god. Well, there's work to be done. Yeah, you have enough for leather. I think you need a sword? I can check. Leather, cow minion. Yeah, you need a sword. You need not leather, you need meat. Beef. hmm You know how many total stats you get from every single fairy soul? Yeah, but this is the total amount. This is why it's so important to grab every single fairy soul. I sent you the message in DMs. Yeah, if you get honestly, you should get up to like 300, 400 right now if you did